Oh yeah, you do stream.
I do stream.
Who watches
Hey,
this?
everybody! This
Hey,
is
nice.
Grimcad, and that is Emerald trying to talk over me and be a joker. We are
No,
going
I'm
to
a
be
favorite
playing
person.
some Dungeons and Dragons today, 5th edition, using the Seas of Vodari campaign setting and book. I am Grimcad. I'm going to be DMing everybody today. We're going to go down the list. I want you to say hi and who your character is that you're playing. We're going to start coming up the list rather than going down the list. So, Amara, say hi, and who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm playing Bing.
All right. We're just going to move up to Nikki. There's a bunch of...
Hello everyone. I'm Nikki. I played the French horn in our school band, and yeah, I'm not playing the French horn in game, but I could.
What are you playing in game?
The kalimba.
I sure hope not. Who are you playing?
Let me find my character. That's right. I'm playing a Tythran, who Grim was called Tetherin.
Yeah, well,
But it's not. There's not an E there at all.
Jules, say hi.
Hi, my name's Jules. I played the violin in orchestra. I play Aurea, who's a high elf. Yeah.
All right, and
420.
Varial, say hi.
Howdy. I'm name's Varial. Playing Varial. Pretty self-explanatory.
I like it. Sharfer, say hi.
Hi, Mufasa. I never played any instruments. I'm playing Sharper here, though.
Do you feel slightly left out for not having played instruments in your life?
Not really.
Fair enough. And last but not least, we have Nyx. Say hi, Nyx.
I'm 420 playing Nyx, and I play guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
How cliche.
Well, you know,
I mean, the guitar's cliche for a good reason.
that's right. All right, so who would like to do a little bit of a recap of the things that happened last time as we were playing?
I nearly got punched to death.
Oh, step up to the plate and do it for us. I always enjoy
true.
the recap. So of course we all met in this. I don't even know where we met. We met in some building, and we all just sat down at a table, and we all just talked for a bit, and then eventually we boarded a ship. Well, we all boarded a ship except someone almost died boarding that ship, but we all boarded in the end. And then the days have blurred by. I don't know how long we've even been at sea at this point. We, how many days? It's got to have been at least like 5.
I think it's 3 or 4.
It has definitely not been 5 days.
It feels like we've been out here forever. You ask us to make so many weather rolls. Besides the point, we've met our good. We've actually not met the captain, but we've met like the first mate, Jonathan Justin or whoever his name is.
And Thom.
Yeah, we got like a couple other people. Where's Thom? There he is, Thom. Yeah, good old Thom.
It's Tom.
Spelled with an H.
Yeah.
It's still Tom.
Anyways, after we were pulling night duty basically for a while. I think on our first night duty, or at least the second, we hit a violent storm, and the sky started like being very evil. We all started punching people. I ran under deck like a smart person, completely voluntarily, and then everyone else up top started punching people. We almost lost Nyx once again, who almost died twice in the first episode.
I could swim. I wouldn't have died falling off the dock.
There could have been like an alligator down there waiting for you. But besides the point, Nyx once again almost died from punching. Eventually the storm ended. Oh, there's also Captain Cookie. He's somewhere. I don't know where he is. He's down below deck. There he is. Thank you, Captain Cookie. Also called Stubby. And then I believe that's basically it. I mean, other than that, we haven't seen the captain. There was, but other than that, I don't think we've seen too much around the place.
Who else?
Oh yeah, wait, no, that's right. That's wrong. I'm so stupid. There's the giant fish monster that walks up every night.
Right.
Oh yeah, and the metal guy.
And the metal man, yeah. And they just come out at night and they just hang up here. And we pretend they don't exist.
Pretty much.
And I think that is truly everything.
I think that's a pretty good little synopsis.
Most of us pretend.
Anybody have anything else they'd like to add? Okay. So what we are actually doing is we're finishing up our second night of actual work. And we're heading into the day. And we've been told that we already happen to have the third day pretty much all to ourselves. We're not going to be working tonight, and we're going to be jumping onto the day shift after that. So, as I mentioned, we pretty much have the day to ourselves. The last thing that I was getting at was that there was a sort of a feeling among the crew. We were talking with Jonathan Jess a little bit. And it was pointed out that it's quite odd that we haven't seen the captain in these entire 2 days. As was pointed out before, she's quite the talker, it was said, but she's been, pretty much quarantined in her cabins. We did sort of do a little reconnaissance in the fact that someone sort of stood outside her cabins for a little while. And
nothing happened.
There is a voice coming out as the officers go. They do their reports standing outside of her offices, and they do get something back. So it is unlikely we set sail without a captain.
That's what they want us to think.
It could very well be.
Mutiny.
Maybe like the fish monster squeezed through the floorboards and ate her or something.
So as the next shift is starting, you are all getting off your duty, and you're, again, as is pretty much route by this point, called to head down to the kitchen where you're served not the greatest food. This time it's just biscuits. Hard biscuits. I mean, hardtack, if you've ever heard it before. It's a type of loaf that's meant to... Well, on the bright side, it doesn't mold. But on the poor side is that it's quite tough to eat and very, very bland. It's cooked, and then it's dried and dried and dried. But that's your... that's your meal, as it were. You're not giving any rum. And if you would like to go down and eat, eating your own rations while you have them is always an option. But if you would like to head into here, I would like for you to make a perception roll.
Where is here?
Here
the kitchen?
Is the kitchen. Or rather, the sort of... Not exactly dining room, but... I mean, I guess it
That's
is
a food stock.
dining... corner.
I would like we're given food, as per contract, correct? Like, we're not buying.
Correct.
Wherever we get our food, I would specifically like to take a piece of hardtack biscuit thingy, and I'm gonna bite into it. Nothing's gonna happen. It's just gonna sort of fall out when I do. But I want to feel like I'm part of the crew. I fit in. I'll give them a thumbs up. Whoever's serving.
It seems like there's no dedicated cook to the ship, and maybe that's why it's kind of been more on the poor side of fare. It's just whoever's turn it happens to be to cook, cooks. I
don't specifically go down in the kitchen, but unless that's where we get the food.
That's where you get the food, yeah. Like, no one would bring it up to you. You would have to come down and get it yourself.
I'd go down into the kitchen as well. I'll roll a perception. When I pull up my character. Good at perception. I say that, but I rolled an 11. I guess it's the second best roll, so...
You're not wrong. So, Amara, you heard the thing last time, if you remember. I pulled you in the chat. Again, you hear it again. It's no more insistent. It's no louder than before, but it is there.
Okay.
I hear nothing.
You do not?
I don't know what's going on, so I hear nothing.
Pretty much.
I eat my biscuit.
It's hard and somewhat unpleasant.
It's not hard for me, though.
Do I hear it having heard it before?
Having heard it before, if you make a point of really, really listening to it, you could hear it.
I probably wouldn't at this juncture if it hasn't been pronounced enough to come out more than once.
No, so you would not go listening for the sound?
Not at this specific point, but I might have at some other point. Like, if I had at any other point, would I have heard it?
So far, it's been seemingly localized for when you guys are coming down and eating, as far as you know. That is.
That is fine. I wouldn't have focused on it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's noises in a spooky ship.
It's in a spooky ship.
So, what would we like to do, and what would we like to be doing during these at least first hours of our free day?
Free time. I know not the concept of such a thing. I'm gonna ask somebody what does one do with their free time? Be like maybe one of these crew members, since they're all experienced. Like, I seek out Thom and ask him. He can't hide on the ship; it's pretty small. I seek him out.
So at this point, Tom would be above deck, and he would be working some.
To ask
He does have the time to ask you. And the answer is sort of, well, unfortunately, there's not much to do. I mean, we're on a ship. There's not much. It gets awfully boring. That's the worst thing. If you have an instrument, you could play that. Music, singing, that kind of thing. If you're sort of real careful, sometimes the lads get up to a little bit of gambling. But, well, that's not something you should really pass around. That's definitely not something the captain approves of.
Does the captain make rounds on the ship often?
He sort of frowns. Typically, yes. I mean, normally she's out and about. Well, this is incredibly unusual for her.
I see.
She's not really a hands-off type of captain.
Has this ever happened before in the past? Any other voyages?
I've only been around for a couple of months, but it hasn't happened before then.
Yeah, I want to thank Tom for his time, and I'm gonna head on off. I mean, assuming we're done with conversation. Maybe
he goes, hey, you got the name right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll correct myself. Deadly. I mean, like, man, I don't know. That's what I would be doing. Maybe just maybe wander around. Maybe like slightly just looking around and talking to a few other people, seeing if they think it's weird. They'll probably say, yeah. Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, it's incredibly out of character.
Well, that's what I'd be doing during our free time.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably try and find the quartermaster or supply master or something and see if they had any loose materials they don't need.
Mm-hmm. That's handled by really on this ship, it's handled by the bosun. Who is for some reason named a bosun. His actual name is Dodrick.
Does he make bows?
He does not.
Where's our famous Fletcher?
He is down in the hold at this point.
I don't see his name. I just want.
But at some point, do you not?
Nope, I do not.
Oh, so you do not. Now you should.
Now I do.
So he would be on the top.
He would be. And he would sort of just be doing a once-over of things. The ship does not look like it's in bad condition. It is basically just returning from being on dock, so any damage that it would have sustained likely would have gotten handled by now. But, you know, his job is to go over and make sure of things.
Yeah, I'd go up to him at some point and, excuse me.
Yeah, lad?
Not lad.
Well, spit it out. I mean, come on.
Would you have, would the ship have spare, I guess, materials and supplies?
Well, what do you mean? I mean, yeah, if something happens to the ship and we got to repair it out to sea, we've got stuff.
Like, smaller pieces and everything that I might be able to use in the future to, repair my friend?
Ha! Well, that's a yes, and that's a no. I mean, we do have some small things. If fiddly bits get broken too. But as for using it for your own personal goods, not so much, lad.
I don't mind doing some extra work and everything. I'm already pretty good at repairing, better than I am at tying knots anyway.
Yeah, look, everybody, I get that, but you know,
I'm good with.
You got to start at the bottom. But look, should the need arise, you know, come find me and maybe we can work something out.
Okay. And should kind of nod her head and, I guess, shuffle off. Oh, is he like a big human or is he like a dwarf?
He's a dwarf, yes.
Remember. Oh, okay. Yeah, so he'd be quite, I mean, stocky and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
Tough boy.
I crouch down to his level.
Oh.
And then she
I have
go back
to get on a
just
step stool.
doing stuff.
How to get kicked in the knees. 101. Oh, I forgot this guy's shirtless. Oh, well, no, he has a shirt. Not really a shirt. He got one of those V-necks that goes all the way down.
Right. It's quite the fashion statement, really.
I hate Wait, okay. So are there people outside of the captain's, like, quarters?
Yes. It seems to be a table, and although one would think that it would be normally reserved for officers, it seems like at any time anybody could use it, bringing their food up.
Oh, okay.
All right. Can I get that old random D8
Well,
followed by the
You only
D20?
say the weather roll, and then it's done.
Well, excuse me. Let's see.
15 with 15-3.
We have a light wind going off, and it's cloudy, but the clouds are... Well, I mean, they seem to be projecting light. Whether it's the sun sort of being collected in the clouds and bouncing off of it, or really just some trick. But the clouds in the sky happen to be bright, and surely they're giving off a lot of lights. Since it happens to be the daytime, well, that doesn't quite matter so much. But were it night, it would probably be, to say the least, a rather bright night. The wind, of course, is blowing hard, and that is making the seas a little choppy. One of the things that we're going to be doing is we are sort of doing away with, like, the weather so many times during the day. We're just going to be doing it once in the day. But one of the things that I do wish to add to it is like the sea condition, whether it's calm, choppy, storm, or whatnot. Because
Should I get another dice to the macro?
no, because that's one that I rolled separately. It's sort of dependent on what the wind is. So is there anything that anyone would like to really specifically do? Whether that's having a conversation with someone, or trying to find, I don't know, maybe somebody to gamble with, or working on their own things. Is anybody, really hankering for something?
Particularly?
I'd personally probably be looking to go and play cards. I signed a contract that said no gambling, so if gambling was talked about while we were playing cards, I would definitely do it, but I'd just go look to play cards or something.
So are you making a point to find somebody to gamble with, or are you, again, sort of keeping it to the level?
At the moment, sort of just making a point of finding someone to play cards with.
Okay.
Look for people who might be cool with gambling, but not talk about it before the game starts.
Sure. Unless you're really going out for it, people are just throwing cards. They're not really gambling for anything. And at this point, they wouldn't really trust you enough to, even suggest to you that they start putting money on it. You're basically just throwing cards at this point.
Be like an undercover agent.
Nothing on the stock.
Could I sort of, just in conversation, just using save scan in conversation, and just try and put in something about gambling, not using exact words, but see if anyone picks up on it?
So you're using shanty speak in this one, not really thieves can't. And it's, give me a perception check as you're sort of dropping these words, hints, phrases, and codes.
I've rolled pretty terrible perception checks, but let's see how this goes.
As you first start it, you get a couple of glances and a couple of looks. So it's very obvious that at least a couple of people know what you're talking about it. They do all pointedly ignore you, however. Your codes and calls. That said, you are sure they got picked up on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, other than that, if I can actually pick up on that, then I'd probably just try and make myself useful somewhere. See if no one actually wants to.
So if you're trying to make yourself useful to the pirates, sailors, excuse me, they're certainly not above taking advantage of you. So you sort of very quickly become a gopher. They're feeling lazy, so go for this, go for that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Couldn't do anything without you. You're the best. But it's obvious you're just doing busy and personal work for people.
Getting paid for it.
It's just my day off. You get bored on the open seas. I'd be fine with doing that, though.
Sure. So, what's your question next?
The area where people aren't, only certain people are meant to be going. I forget which.
Mm-hmm. These two on either
side.
Anything that's really dark, honestly.
Because I would have been keeping BB down there, keeping an eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can share its sensors when I've connected to it. Would I have noticed particular figures that had permission and everything?
The only one you would have noticed would have been Jareth, and he would have come back and forth several times. But he's mostly just milling around, going, getting a meal, and then sort of coming back. He doesn't seem to be doing much else than that. By all appearances, whatever this room is, he has it to himself.
The southern one or the northern one?
Southern.
And that's the boatman?
Mm-hmm. This is the person who talked to you earlier who was very interested in your...
Oh, no, the
gnome.
Little gnome dude.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I remember him. He's cool. It's a
What
lot
about,
of
because it would have been down there during the night before.
Oh,
was
the
the
night
other
before you would have noticed, or it would have noticed the two individuals that we've seen before coming from this northern, larger room.
That's what I was wanting to make sure of.
Mm-hmm. The same room that many of us have heard music coming through.
Yeah. And that other noise from the perception roll, that's not from that room though, right? That was from further back in the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so it's nighttime, correct?
It
Or
is
daytime?
day. Mm-hmm.
It is day.
Oh, it's the thing. Alright, then thing what she's gonna do is first, as always, cleans her gun, make sure it's perfectly fine, and then she's probably gonna go around helping all she can. She's not really one to sit around and do nothing.
Mm-hmm. And it's sort of the same thing as Sharper. You get the, oh, you'd be a big help if you could go, fetch my things over there and roll this up. If you could just get some of the dirt really from this area, and just little things, little busy work things that are obviously a personal work or someone's actual work that they're sort of laying on to you.
Yeah, she is gonna bang her head on the door frames and stuff quite a few times because she is probably one of the tallest people on the ship, if not the tallest.
Damage.
Yeah, that you have seen, with the exception of the ugly one, as it was called, you are definitely the tallest. The ugly one was taller. The ugly one was probably about 8 feet or so.
But he's also made him jealous, so when he hits his head, it just sort of like flops back or something.
Very true.
Yeah, Aurea just kind of does the same thing. Just like works and practices tying knots.
At some point...
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, after you.
Okay. Guess Varial just spends the break kind of sitting in the canteen, just chatting people as they go by. That's it.
Okay. So, after noon or so, Jonathan Jess would come to you and ask for all of you new people to head up to this deck side of the ship.
I'm at the deck side of the ship. I'm already here. I hop in the rowboat.
Yeah. Same. Except I didn't put my token up there earlier. Oh no. I'm not really up there, am I?
Well, All right, everybody. So we can act at our ease for a little bit now. But I was thinking to myself, you're rather new on a ship, at least some of you. Have any of you fired any main guns before?
I have.
Yeah?
Bang will raise her hand. Just once or twice. Just a few times. My aunt taught me most of it.
I see.
They never let me do that.
Well, it's definitely not your post or anything like that. But if you would like, we could have a few minutes to go over, how the cannons work and how the swivel guns work.
Right?
Right. Well, I mean, as you can see on either side of the ship, we have some 24 guns. They're not quite the biggest that exist on the ocean, but honestly, they're pretty damn close. We've only got the 2, but we got a fairly good range of motion. Shooting a gun sort of works like this. The first thing you do is you load it. Second thing you do is you have to aim it. And then finally, the fun thing you get to do is shoot it. The swivel guns, they work a little bit differently. 1 pound, sort of light things, but they have a full range of motion. Now, there's one thing you got to remember with the swivel guns. Can anybody guess what that is? A gun with a full range of motion.
Always make sure to shoot your own ship.
Well, I mean, not quite. More or less the exact opposite. But yes, it's a danger you can do, and people sometimes get a little excited. I can't say I necessarily blame them, but you have to make sure that when you're shooting, you're never shooting across your own deck. What's the important thing that we need to remember?
Don't shoot across the deck.
Fantastic. We're a tall ship, so for the most part, you know, at least on the stern at least, we'll be shooting down at anything, at any sort of meaningful range. But past that, you know, it's a 1 pound gun. It can be done loaded fairly quickly. When you were taking your tours, did I show you where the magazine is, where gunpowder and all is stored?
Nope.
Don't think so.
Don't think so.
Nope.
No. Oh. Christ. Well, look, let's head on down. Let's all grab a little bit of powder and a little bit of cannonball or so, and we'll fire off some, at least of the swivel guns. So what he does is he takes you down, and he takes you to the room that everyone has actually been sleeping in. Right at the bow and sort of stacked up underneath the beds and towards the corner happens to be their sort of magazine storage. It's gunpowder, it's cannonballs, all shapes and sizes. What it appears they do is they send somebody down when it needs to be loaded, when they think they're getting ready to get into some sort of altercation. They bring up several balls, several things of powder and kegs, and then load it from there. Sometimes they'll send someone or several people back and forward to carry supplies and make a chain. You spend the rest of the evening sort of shooting off the guns, and it's possibly very entertaining for you. I mean, you know, it's quite a loud explosion. Again, these are very big guns. Not the biggest you've seen out in the sea, but probably the biggest you've ever been in close contact with. And you seem to be, while you're not wasting powder, you're definitely wasting powder, if you know what I mean. You know, taking practice shots is certainly a waste of powder. But you do it for long enough that everybody sort of gets at least a general idea of how to shoot the guns, should the need pretty much arise. He stresses to you that this definitely isn't something that you should be doing. If worse comes to worse, there are those that are trained for it, but it's a good idea for everybody to sort of learn how to do it, and it's one of those sort of, to him at least, fun things to learn about doing as well. After taking a little while in sort of shooting off these cannons for a while, I need somebody to roll me a 1d20, please.
I will pass. Someone else can roll it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. Oh.
So this time,
Nice.
you hear it before you can see it. And as it happens, you've just spent, you know, the better part of a couple of hours firing off a cannon. And so, again, you'll hear it long before you can see it. It's the sound of cannon fire going off. And a lot of cannon fire going off.
Uh,
Like our cannons?
It is definitely
If
not
we
your
make
cannons.
that
It is not on
happen-
your ship. It is coming from a long ways away.
is that cannon fire normal?
Well, I mean, these are interesting times, so it certainly isn't abnormal.
What's the
What do you
odds that they are also just test firing?
Probably not likely. That's going off real quick. Any of you got a spyglass on you?
I'm fine actually.
No? Alright, well,
I guess.
Nope.
right, a spyglass. For seeing things, close up?
Nope, I ain't got one.
Alright, fair enough.
do
Give
not
me a
have
few minutes, I'll get back with you. And he sort of goes up into the rigging onto the crow's nest. Looking up, you would see that whomever is there most certainly does have a spyglass. He sort of shouts down for you. This is something you don't quite see every day. If you'd like, you can come up one at a time and take a look. It looks to be some sort of battle going on over yonder.
Yar.
I was just gonna say, could I have followed him up as he was climbing up?
Sure. The rigging is in good enough shape that you do not need to make a check for it.
I probably do not climb the rigging.
I would just follow him up while he was going up in the first place.
But, after a little while, whomever would like to go up can go up. And we all see two ships sort of, certainly fighting at sea. There's at least two that you can see, but they're right on the edge of what you can see. Knowing what you know is that on a clear day, from the crow's nest, you can see about 10 miles, no problem. So they're somewhere around 10 miles off, give or take. Can any of you lot sort of make out the flagging on that?
Not that I can tell really.
Can I? Is that something I have to roll for?
It is. It is a perception followed by a water vehicles check. Intelligence.
Of what? Intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
2211.
So between the two of you, or several of you, rather, between
Yeah.
Nick's being able to see it quite well and Amara's sort of knowledge of the water vehicles, you come up with a couple of flags. And now, between the two of you, again, you would know that the one with sort of the gear etched on it belongs to the nation of Zolini, which is sort of the gnomish-run government that there is. The other belongs to Zavros, with the star. As it so happens, we are sort of passing by rather closely to those two places. So it's not entirely unexpected to see those colors, at least. The fact that they're sort of in an all-out fight is certainly much more uncommon.
So relay the flags to him.
Ooh, and roll 20 crashed. Yeah, that's it's a little unusual. Well, look, we're not really going anywhere near them, so it shouldn't be a huge deal to this. But why don't you spread the word around with the rest of the lads that there's some trouble not too far out.
Right?
I do
And
wonder
I
what on earth they're fighting about.
guess I'll head down and start spreading it between everybody.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Telling them about the ships, who they are and stuff. All they need to know.
Do you sort of only again pass it around the common sailors?
The common sellers, and I'll tell the first mate, second mate, like everybody. Yeah, except for, of course, the captain.
Okay, so you're not going to make any kind of effort to let the captain know.
You know what? Is he
I'll tell one of the soldiers to tell the sailors to let the captain know.
Right, and
Who
you
were
know,
addressed to everybody? Was that an individual address or was that a group address?
that was more of a group address.
I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna go tell the captain. I'll be like, you know what? I'll go tell the captain, and I'm gonna start marching off. And unless someone stops me, I'm going to walk in this room down here. I'm gonna say hello to these fine gentlemen who I assume are just eating here. I assume they ain't gonna stop me.
They're more
I'll
sort
walk
of
the door.
lounging at this point, playing games, it looks like.
Sure, I'm gonna go knock on the captain's door. And I'll be like, and I'll just, sort of say, Captain, we've got a ship fight out here. And who was that talking to us? Jeff Johnson Jones or whatnot? And Johnson Jones thinks that you should be informed.
What?
What is this guy's name? Jefferson?
Tell Jonathan to handle it. Or Johnson, excuse me. She says, tell Johnson to handle it.
Let's see. And she sounds very, out of character. I assume she sounds very, disgruntled and whatnot.
Very. She has not a single gruntle.
I see. She's all out of gruntles. I'll say, of course, ma'am, and I will walk on back up, and I'll tell Johnson Jones, or whatever this guy's name was, that the captain, he's in charge of handling this.
He frowns for a moment, and then sort of slowly nods. He mumbles to himself, something's not right with that.
I'm gonna bust down the door. I'm gonna go in there and make the captain happy.
Right.
She needs a hug.
It's probably not a hug she's looking for. Right, well, again, so long as they stay that way, and we stay this way, we'll be good. How about one of you, or two of you, climb up into the crow's nest, though, just to keep an eye out on things. If you got sharp eyes, that is.
Fang will do that, then. Stick up.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to, but I'm pretty unobservant.
So, and the other thing that we're going to do with your token is we are going to bring it onto the bottom, because we are no longer, or rather, you are no longer just on the deck, to sort of denote you being three-dimensionally existing.
Is there any other way to exist?
I mean, there may be. But again, you do not need to make a roll for it, as, the rigging is in fairly decent shape.
Alright. You want me to roll a perception check or something?
Please. The both of you, if you climb into the crow's nest. Or even just the rigging, really. As near as the both of you can tell, the battle is certainly not coming anywhere close to you. It certainly looks as if the Gnomish Nation is winning. But neither really manages to score what you would think of as being a decisive blow, i.e. both ships are still intact as they sort of limp off. Whether it was sort of a stalemate or one side achieved what they wanted, you're not entirely sure. You do know that there was no boarding of any sort that went on. It was mostly something that was handled from ship's cannons.
So it's probably just a show of intimidation.
You could certainly make that guess, and it would be pretty reasonable. Again, you're not entirely sure why, but I mean, that would certainly be a reason.
All right. So they're splitting off from each other now?
Yes. And certainly heading back in opposite directions, neither of which are closer to you.
Okay. I guess I'll just stick up there for now to keep an eye out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be doing the same.
So everyone sort of is rather tense again, with the fact that there's this sort of battle not far off. But again, 10 miles is still fairly significant. That's, at the very least, depending on the size of your ship, how the wind's going, about an hour off, which, is not insignificant, but as you're dealing with a ship, it's not totally insignificant. But eventually, the rest of the time passes and night falls. Again, you've been sort of relieved of your duty for this night, and presumably, you'd all like a meal and to get something to sleep. So, if you have not succeeded the perception check from the kitchen, I would like for you to make it now. If you've already succeeded it, don't worry about it.
I make the perception check to succeed on discovering the kitchen's deepest secrets. Today's the day.
Today
I must
Today
know
is
what
not
the
the
kitchen
day.
Today
holds.
is not the day.
Not with a slip in it's not.
Nobody passed that check. Hey!
No.
And we don't need to make a perception check at all?
You do not. Mm-mm.
Okay.
But as you are eating your meal, you notice from behind you, you're all in the kitchen, as it were, the door, presumably belonging, or excuse me, definitely belonging to, it was the worst way to put it, the door that does not exist, that we have been told it does not exist, opens up, and two people come out.
People, or like...
One, someone who we've never seen before, a tiefling of sorts, dressed rather like a quite flamboyant and fashionable pirate. He's carrying with him, a violin, and two, a rather pretty but mostly nondescript as far as necessarily to an adventurer, a young woman's comes out. Neither of you have seen them aboard the ship before. They pointedly do not look at anyone and go on top of the ship, presumably to get some sort of air.
And they're really cramming them in there, aren't they?
Sure are.
Hey, wait a second.
If you'd like to sort of pay attention, you can roll a perception check.
Nope. Not doing that.
Nah, I'm not going to pay much attention to them.
Yeah, I'll refrain.
Well, I am going to calculate. Like, I'm going to mentally calculate how, all such volume fits in such a small room.
It's crowded. Nix. The thing that you notice from everyone else is that when they even begin to catch glimpse of these people 180 away, and pointedly stare in the other direction. No matter who it is, no matter what they're doing, they drop what they're doing and stare at the opposite direction until that person passes. If they catch you not doing it, which presumably they might. Here, we'll even put a roll on it.
Do you want me to slate a hand against it?
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't think I would.
You catch an elbow to the ribs and don't look at them. Whatever you do, do not look at them. Her especially.
This is how you die. It's like the rain.
Turns around muttering about eldritch horror bullshit.
Do these people actually have icons, Graham, or did you?
Oh, they do have icons.
Low deck right now.
What have we gotten ourselves into here?
Possibly have icons. There we go.
Maybe like they're holding everyone hostage. We gotta rescue them.
Maybe that's why the captain's not out and about like normal.
Kill them.
Do people go back to normal like once they pass, or do they wait for them to go back to the room?
Down in the hold, at the very least, once they pass, they go down. But you notice after a while that a steady stream of people is trickling down into the hold from topside.
Looking like refugees out here.
What it's looking like is the very minimum number of people needed to operate this ship are staying on the deck.
Sorry.
All right, and can I get my random weather check, please?
Day's weather forecast. Boop 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 boop. Is sort of windy with a wind direction of 7.
It's very windy. So that means that the seas are actually quite choppy right now. I mean, we're blowing hard. It's not a storm at this point, but for all intents and purposes, it's definitely a storm.
8, just out of curiosity, 8 is considered very high winds.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I got the two confused.
Killing me, Graham. My immersion just...
It's a normal wind. Excuse me. You know, things happen.
Well, it sure is not choppy all of a sudden.
What a pleasant journey.
We're almost becalmed.
All right. It is nighttime now. Presumably... Well, let me ask you this. What do we want to do?
Don't we have to work at night?
Not this night,
Yeah.
you do not.
But don't we have to work? Didn't we have to work today or something like that?
No,
I
you
thought we
are
were
off
working
today, you work tomorrow, but in the morning.
Okay.
What is there to do?
Nothing.
Sort of same things that there were. There's gambling, there's talking to people, talking amongst yourselves, all that kind of thing.
I'd be interested in just reaching out to whoever else comes down to eat dinner or whenever, and just does anyone come over to talk?
No, ow, my knee. I'll go down and talk in the kitchen. It's like nighttime or dinner time or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm gonna come in here talking to with our good friend Variel, and I'm gonna roll a perception check for something that may or may not exist in here. And in my case, it
Does not.
still does not exist.
Variel, you can make the check as well if you'd like, because I believe you have not succeeded, correct?
Very much not. Perception, where is it? There it is. Nope.
Yeah.
What was your name? Tython or Teethan? Or...
It's Tythrin. So
Tight
it's
three.
on a tie, Maybe, don't know if you're wearing a tie, but maybe I'll motion to one.
Tie then. Wonderful. Don't think I've properly introduced myself. It's nice to meet you, and I'll extend the hand. I'll shake it.
I was gonna say I'll give him a kind of awkward handshake because Warforged only have sort of the pincer 3-finger thing, so it may be probably pretty uncomfortable, just sort of grabbing your wrist more than anything else. But it will be a good, firm handshake nonetheless.
Mine is very dainty and frail. So, do you know anything about that business above deck today? I'm not really caught up on southern politics. Why on earth were those ships firing upon each other?
Oh man, Grim, should I roll a knowledge check or something to see if I would know why they'd be fighting? Because
Knowledge isn't exactly a thing in 5e. You could make a history check.
History, yeah, history
for sort of real base things.
I know nothing.
Who knows? Border tensions, trade disputes.
I'll be who knows? Border tensions, trade disputes.
Then we both lack elucidation on the issue, I suppose. That's slightly perturbing.
Gnomish politics aren't my thing, and neither were what was the other one? There were gnomes, and who else?
I already closed it. Hold on.
Well,
I gotta open it again.
It doesn't matter because I don't know. But yeah, I'll just
Zavros.
The Zephyrofian.
How have you found your voyage so far? Enjoyable?
Oh, it's been a peculiar one. On most ships I'm on, usually do not have such a tense air of, tenseness.
I don't know what on earth you're talking about, and I'll give
Yeah,
it a
lower my voice because we're sitting right next to this
Yeah.
room. Motion, do a nodding motion to it or whatnot.
nod back. Certainly an interesting image.
Indeed. Of course, nothing weird happening here in the kitchen.
Nothing at all. Right, that's me satisfied.
Want to chat all night or all day or all evening, whatever time it is around here.
I'll chat as long as I got the time to.
Let's go. The rest of the session. We got 4 hours.
All right. So presumably after a while it becomes night. Throughout the night, I want everyone to make one perception check.
Including or not including? us
Including.
two just-
Including.
Oh. I think I've only rolled one bad perception check so far.
I don't think I've paid attention to a single thing.
Oh my gosh! How have I've rolled a 4 all day. Is my perception broken? Take the first roll, but I'm just rolling again to see if I can actually roll anything. I can roll better. I just don't. But I rolled a 7, so.
You're
So
just gonna burn all your good rolls.
right. At some point during the night, Amara, Jules, and Sharfer, you all hear. This is hilarious because it's the 3 of you that heard it before, isn't it? You all hear sort of a incredibly loud, perhaps not incredibly loud, because again, you did need to make a perception check to hear it. But you do hear a loud, sort of single, heavy thudding coming from the bow of the ship, presumably from the bilges.
The bilges are under the deck, correct?
Yes, the bilges are under the deck. They are accessed from the very back room, the kitchen, as it were.
Oh.
The room we're not allowed in?
Yes. One of them.
Oh, so the northern room has the bilge access in it, correct?
No, it does not. It's a trapdoor access to it. It's not actually modeled on this map, but
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Grim, that's actually what I was keeping an eye on. With the
And completely ignores it.
Your normal spooky thumps from the bilge. I'm
Yep.
too busy talking to Variel to hear it.
If she gets paid not to know something, she doesn't know it.
This would have been later in the day. This would probably have been past your conversation.
We were still talking.
Definitely in the middle of the night. If you were still talking, that's fine, but...
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I only sleep 4 hours.
In that case, you
I
both
sleep
would have
0.
heard it as well, we'll say.
We would have heard it?
Yeah, just due to your proximity.
It's a question. Does it sound like it's coming from underneath us exactly, or underneath us sort of out to the front?
No. As a matter of fact, underneath you, out to the back.
Is there anyone else in here with us? I assume like there's these guys or whatnot.
Yes,
or these guys-
there would be others.
Did they seem to
They
notice
did
it?
not appear to hear it.
Look at Variel, and I'll be like, well, like, because I guess we're talking, so I would stop talking when I heard it.
Yeah.
Just sort of look down. Don't know if he would as well.
Again, you heard sort of a loud thump coming from the bilges.
A single thump?
Single thump. There's always a little bit of noise coming from it. It's all very, sloshing of water. It's done like mechanically, so there's sort of a rhythmic pumping. But now it's, night and it's quiet, and you happen to hear quite a loud thump from it.
Did anyone tell us not to go into the bilges at the
Yes.
start?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Well, if I was told not to go in the bilges, I would unfortunately not go into the bilges.
Probably just rock settling or something, right?
Yes, I'm sure they have rocks in the bilges like usual. I will, of
Somebody
course.
just died and hit the ground really hard.
I don't go into the village. I'll
He'll be the next body. For
I must admit, I'm slightly tempted to almost knock on the floor. Just
it'd probably just sound like another footstep. To be fair,
oh, but we could do it in a pattern.
like do 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 do.
Precisely.
Yeah.
At some point, shortly after, it has been most of the day that the two unknowns have been on top. They do come down and go back into their room.
Question, Grim.
Mm-hmm.
When they go in, I guess I would kind of have my back to them, so I wouldn't really see. But because would you be able to like, which way does this door swing open? Does it swing open like this to the left side or to the right side?
It would go inwards into the
Oh,
room.
even.
Oh, no.
I think I'd sort of have my back to it, so I don't think I would really be able to see in the room. But...
Okay. Now, if you know they're coming, you could probably make,
I
sort
wouldn't
of
get out of my way to look.
Oh, okay.
I don't check the bilges. They'd just be down there.
All right. We do not check the bilges. Although it must be said, we're somewhat tempted to check the bilges.
I'm tempted to check the bilges. Maybe if I actually fall down there one day, like, oh no, I'm accidentally falling into the bilges.
What a travesty.
I feel like this party is going to be so hard to kill, but just because we're going to be so careful with everything. Like, do I want to get into a fight? Do I really want to get into a fight right now, man?
Do I really want to check the bilges?
Whoever has
What's
the highest charisma is just going to talk our way out of everything.
It's really
What's
just
that? A loud thump in the middle of the night? Looks like I'm going back to sleep and not investigating that.
But literally Fang right now. If she's getting paid to do something, she's going to do it.
It's the curiosity balanced with the fear right now.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
But no, but you can put them together. Curiosity.
Oh, boom. Big brain.
Biggest brain.
All right. It is the next day. Can I get the weather, please? All right. We're all called onto the ship, and I would like for everyone to sort of go about their day and make the watercraft checks. let's make
Dexterity,
them
sure.
dexterity.
We always do dexterity. Why can't we do something different today?
Dexterity. Woo. I'm good at that.
I just suck at dexterity.
Why can't we do charisma?
Yeah, why can't we do
Charisma. Charisma
I was good at
checks.
dexterity. I took the bet.
Hey, did we take the first or second one?
First.
The first.
Okay. What is the second one for? I'm still confused about that. Like,
Advantage.
So, like, if you have advantage, so like when you roll normally, you just take the first one. If you have advantage, you take the higher of the two, and if you have disadvantage, you take the lower of the two.
I'll be right back.
oh, okay.
So, like, currently we're not at advantage or disadvantage, so you just take the
All
first roll. But whenever you roll, it automatically rolls 2 in case you are taking advantage or disadvantage. Mhm.
Okay, I see.
And you can't like stack advantages. So if you have like double advantages, like for example, I have just a racial bonus is that like I have advantage to like not falling over. So whenever there's
Yeah.
like a dexterity check, so if Grim's like you know like the waves are rocky, you roll a dexterity to fall over, for example. If I do a dexterity roll, I'd roll a 15 and 20 because I have a natural advantage. I would have pick the 20.
Okay.
But you know, at the
That
same
makes
time,
sense.
if someone else is like, if your feet are tied, you'd be like, oh, you take the lower of the two because you have disadvantage, something like that.
Okay.
If you think about it, it's advantageous to have advantage.
I don't know if that was a pun, but it was kind of sad if it was.
Is it
Would
a
it be real?
pun if you just say
I don't think that's technically a pun because a pun gives a
And-
double meaning to the word, and that didn't
That's-
give a double meaning to the word.
Either way, it wasn't very punny.
Ah,
that's a good one. That's a good pun.
I'm just
That's
gonna jump
ridiculous.
off the ship now.
Yeah. Did you have
you
to
better
shave
do it
that
before
joke
I
before
throw
you
you
told
off.
it?
What?
Did you have to shave that joke before you told it?
What?
Because it's that old.
Oh,
Oh.
No, the good thing about comedy, or at least good comedy, is you don't have to explain it.
All right, I exist.
Jokes are
Makes
so
some
much
bad
better when
puns.
you have to explain them, though.
no, not really.
I feel like that's the opposite.
Explaining a joke is like dissecting a frog. No one
What?
really likes it, and then it kills the joke in the process.
Wouldn't the
that's
frog
the
already be
Pretty sure you're
dead?
meant to kill the frog before you
Yeah.
dissect it.
Cutting up
Yeah.
a live frog.
Were you dissecting live
Yeah,
frogs
what?
in school?
No, why a frog? It could be
No.
a rat, you know.
The rat still died.
Yeah.
I have dissected too many things in college. I've seen things I wish I've never seen.
All right. Nyx, Amara, and Tythrin. You guys are kind of not doing your work well enough, and for the day, you're sent up into each of the two respective crow's nests.
I got punished in the crow's nest. All right, I climb on. Which one am I going to? I'm gonna throw
This is
Fang
fun.
off.
You can
the
just
crow's
copy
nest.
your token and put
Oh, that's a good
a
point.
copy
That's a
of
good
your
point.
token there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm already down there.
Yeah, I throw
I'm
Fang off the top one, and I take her position.
Just chucks her off.
That's a punishment. I might start shucking my duties.
Well, it's boring. Even more boring than the rest of what's on the ship. But I would like for everyone to make a perception check. And I want
we
the
get
three
advantage 'cause
that
we're
happen to be on the crow's nest to do
Oh,
so at
so good.
advantage.
I mean, I need not advantage.
Ah.
But I rolled a 20 and a 1 right there. That's pretty impressive.
Oh,
Lucky you had advantage.
I
Well,
said I don't make bad perception checks, and I make a 9 and a 13.
So, Tithran and Varium. It's a foggy day, for one. I'm not sure if I said. I think I got distracted and got some water before it. But it is foggy
Convenient.
day. Rather convenient. And you both see something very odd, sort of following up behind the ship, that looks, for all intents and purposes, like the wake of a ship.
Like the wake of a ship is following us, but like... Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So, I mean, would I sort of know that this implies that there's something maybe under the water?
You can certainly make a guess.
But
It's certainly, I mean, you know...
Well,
you got a nat
if I can
20
see
right
the wake.
It's not a shadow under the ship. It is what looks like the wake of a ship.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But like, I obviously there's not an invisible ship following us.
It's
Ghost ship.
Like we are a ship here. We like a wake would be following us.
I don't believe no fairy tale. Is Johnson Jones down here?
He would be down on deck.
I'm gonna shout down that I believe that I don't know if I should really want to call him up, but I'll be like, what is this guy's title? Is he like the first mate or something?
He's the first mate. Mm-hmm.
They first mate, Jess. There looks to be something following us.
Something following you? What is it?
Don't know. Sun seems to be under the water.
All right, he shimmies on up. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, wait a minute to see if it was truly following us and to just immediately disappear, but I call him up.
All right. So this wake from this ship comes level with you pretty much the same time as Jonathan manages to make it into the crow's nest. Varial, is there any action you would like to take?
Just intently studying it in the hopes that it's some large, horrific sea monster.
Okay.
Be careful what you wish for, my friend.
Bing's just completely oblivious to this.
Davy Jones.
Everybody's coming up to enjoy her crow's nest. That's probably fine. It's probably fine.
It's a party up here.
Yeah, it's a party.
So there's an explosion from this, again, sort of the wake of this ship. And that becomes revealed as a once invisible ship.
Holy shit, it was an invisible ship.
Oh!
Yeah.
Shit!
Whoa.
The cannon crashes into the side of our ship. And, man, to be honest, you know, it certainly hits. And hits decently hard as well. For 28 hull damage.
God,
Would the rest of us say that?
Did it burst out of the water, or was it truly just invisible?
It was truly just invisible.
Wow, okay.
we have a problem.
Yeah,
Would the rest of us say that now?
I mean, certainly see and feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna start running down to where the ammo's stored. Bring back things.
And now there would be some ammo, you know, still on the ship, so things aren't too worried. All right, what we are going to do now is we are going to move over to the other map. You can go ahead and pull your things onto the ship. There's a, I mean, the other map that I pulled us onto. So,
both of them on the map? Did you?
what? Yes,
Yeah.
we're on a
I'm still on
brand
the
new
old-
map. Try
I'm not on
refreshing. And you may have to pull yourselves a little bit. There's a couple of things that we see.
We're on a brand new map.
We certainly are on a brand new map.
Hey, wait, there's a spoiler down here. Grim, please, my eyes, my immersion.
Oh my gosh.
My virgin eyes.
How do I drag
Mistakes
myself out
were
of it?
made.
Look, I can see these bugs too. Look, there's no one in here. It was an imposter the whole time.
So you can drag yourselves on there if you click on your name under player and just drag the whole thing over.
Yar. Okay, I'm gonna put myself right here, but I'm still technically in the crow's nest.
And if
so
you are
I'm
in a 3-dimensional space, please mark yourselves as such on the bottom map as well.
Yep, I did.
And again, I'm sort of busy showing everybody things. So there are, well, several things. Number one, we can see sort of in the middle that is certainly now unconscious, sort of chained to the ship itself. What was obviously some sort of mage. It appears that whatever has happened, whatever spell she was maintaining to make an entire ship go invisible, has taken its toll on her, and she has presumably collapsed unconscious from the strain of so. So that is what that token looks like. We notice that the crew is most certainly undead. Not just a little undead, but quite undead. Certainly rotting skeletons.
The undeadiest.
And they're skeleton, because apparently I spelled skeleton wrong.
Glatons.
Get us some boys.
And we see...
The Davy Jones.
both the flag and what is obviously the captain of said undead ship.
He has a parrot.
The undead parrot.
I'd like to think it's an undead parrot. So
I'm going to take that.
this is sort of a large combat, so we're going to try to get through things quick as possible. Go ahead and roll initiative. When you're rolling initiative, make sure you select your token first, or else, it won't work.
Imagine the rogue getting 8.
It's terrible. I rolled a 4.
Yep.
Where do you roll initiative on this one, Grim?
What are we rolling?
Initiative.
Next
As you
to
bring up your
visual
character
page.
sheet. 420, you can go ahead and explain. While I'm rolling for...
It's on your character sheet between your armor class and speed above your...
Oh, okay. It's just a little finicky to click on. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't click
Just
on my
click the
character.
actual word.
Do I need to click my
Yeah,
character?
you
Yes, you
Okay.
do. Just like with the other one, you do gotta click your character first.
Well, the other one has like a little button in the top left or whatnot.
That's
This
true.
one did.
You're not wrong.
Roll a 21.
Oh, I rolled a 17.
Oops.
Imagine the rogue being like almost the slowest person.
So there are several skeletons in the rigging as well. They're sort of off to the corner on the backside of the ship. They are color-coded to sort of where they are on the bottom bit.
Okay, that's why they were color coded. Oh, like so many skeletons. Oh,
So many skeletons. So many everything.
why'd you add so many skeletons down here, Grim?
Because it's the crew of an entire ship. Those are our pictures.
Should I like swing over and like board them? Like
You can certainly try to, yeah.
I miss and fall in the ocean and die.
That's certainly a thing that could happen too.
Question: Is this is the distance here like legit?
It is touching. I couldn't actually get it closer than that, but by the time it happens, our ship is touching their ship.
They're like trying to board us, basically.
They are trying to board you, yes.
Oh God! Oh fuck!
Wait, so can we just shoot them like right face to face with our cannon?
That's certainly a thing that's very possible to happen.
Okay,
so-
well I'm staying up in the crow's nest, so
Would that damage our ship?
There is a possibility that this close it would damage your ship.
Quick another question, Graham. Because you say we're touching, does that mean that these like 2 blocks or 2 to 3 blocks right here don't exist?
Correct. They don't exist. So if you were going to move from one ship
So, yeah,
to
like,
another, it would be just one,
These blocks,
and then
these blocks don't exist.
correct.
Right
hmm
okay.
I believe that is everyone. That certainly is acting right now, however. So we're going to start things off with the captain, Jory Brittlebones himself.
Jory Brittlebones, the Jory Brittlebones.
It is the Jory Brittlebones himself.
Does he give like a speech when he like boards us? He's like, "Yar."
He does. That's exactly what it goes. He goes, "Yarr."
Just yar.
Board the ship, kill them all, and take the valuables. And he begins by staying where he is, and against this pirate right here, he does a death bolt and a death bolt.
God, like the magic.
Perhaps magic.
Was that like the name of his like tool wielding pistols?
It certainly appears to be some sort of magic, if nothing else. All right, said pirate right here will pull up, take out a light pistol, and will begin to fire at this towards the end.
We believe in you, single pirate. Man, Graham, I hope you didn't roll like initiative for everyone below deck as well.
I did not. No worries.
That would be hell.
All my pirates or things have weird names. This one, skeleton here in the middle, will attempt to board onto our ship.
You should like give our pirates a name or something like that.
Wait, is Thama?
It's just Jeff, but spelled different.
Just so you don't have to say the pirate.
Jeff with a G.
Oh,
Jeff
they're-
with a G, Jeff
That is a
with a
really
J,
cool word, though.
like Jeffrey, Jeff, John, Jerry,
Yeah.
all of J's. All of J's.
We call him all Bob.
This pirate pulls out his cutlass, stumbles on making the step from one ship to the other one, and falls prone.
What a game.
What a gamer. He will go ahead and shoot at the one directly in front of him. He will miss. This will attempt to board over. And will pass. And will attack Jonathan Jess with a cutlass.
Jonathan Jess, you don't have a name anymore for some reason either.
Weird. And will miss. We'll attempt to cross.
Is there a roll when we cross between ships?
I'm
or
making
you
a
just-
dexterity... Oh, you guys can't see it. I made it hidden.
Well, it's high.
This one will also fall prone.
So if you fail, you just fall prone. You don't fall into the water.
Right now, since we're touching, we are just falling prone, like, in the middle of the two ships. We are not falling
Okay.
into the water to do so.
Can we steal their ship?
What an interesting idea.
We could just leave. We could just have our own ship. We don't need these contract. Wait, they didn't pay us yet.
Yeah.
No,
He
they
will
didn't.
run forward and he will attack this right here with a cutlass.
Give him a name, Graham. Give him a name.
He goes, "Have at
And
you!"
name
And he
is
says,
PC
"You can't
one.
kill me. My name is
Unnamed PC1.
Harvard."
Harvard. We just named them all after college.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the skeleton falls prone too. They are awful at this.
They don't call us the brittle bones for nothing.
Fang, it is your turn.
Alright. Gonna start this off pretty well by just... I think I have enough range to hit the captain.
Oh, most assuredly.
Yeah. So, what I'm... Wait.
Well, quick question before they go and everything. How does the crow's nest work into this and all that? 'Cause,
So basically, you're up in the top. You either have to spend a turn climbing down, which again does not require a climbing check, or if you're already up there, you can shoot down or something like this, provided you have the range. That said, you are about 60 feet in the air as well.
Okay.
So it's more of a guided fall when you're going down.
Well, you're climbing down quickly. The rigging is in good condition thanks to our efforts, despite some of our efforts.
Alright, so I'm just going to start this off with using Deadeye, which means I can take 1 bottom point to gain advantage on an attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that. So
All right. Well, I mean,
probably
did
did need advantage.
well, that means you crit on that.
Yep.
Since you did use advantage. So, I mean, you're definitely hitting the captain on a crit.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you...
So what you do is on that first one, you click the word musket, and that'll bring up the damage. Right in the right side. In the chat bar.
Gotcha.
For, I mean, quite the hit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not entirely sure if that's max, but that's very close. It's not max.
It's 2d6 plus 1 piercing.
Yeah.
That is an incredibly solid hit, regardless.
Brutal bone.
Definitely.
This pirate here will turn the swivel gun and attempt to fire against this skeleton right here. Now this one is going to come up saying it's by the sloop, but that's because that's how I have the token set up.
Aren't the swivel guns on the what's it called? The bow and the stern, front and back?
Mm-hmm.
That man is definitely violating the rules of not shooting over the
He kind of is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Just straight over the deck. How could he?
Rule number 1, the rules don't matter.
When it comes down to it. It is going to hit. But just a tiny little hit. How disappointing. This pirate is going to be doing the same thing, only he's going to be aiming up into the crow's nest at this orange pirate.
Not orange pirate.
Or skeleton.
Oh, okay, that's good.
He will miss, however.
That's not good.
Tytherin, is it your turn?
It'd be my turn. I'm stuck in the crow's nest as per my punishment. Hey, isn't Jonathan Jess up here in the crow's nest with us?
You are correct. And he is. I just did not.
Well, can I give someone like the 60-foot atomic elbow drop?
Jumping from that height would probably do more damage to you than you could survive.
Well, that's a shame, but it would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
Just blow a hole through the ship and we start sinking.
I'm just gonna bite the metaphorical bullet and I'm gonna spend my entire turn. I'm gonna first drag myself off the ship. I'm just gonna climb all the way down. And where can I end up?
You can just move yourself. You can end up like exactly where you are if you'd like.
I end up exactly where I am.
You're just now on the ground.
Harvard over here is gonna be pulling aggro until I get my next turn.
Next. Excuse me, was that it?
Or actually, well, here's the thing. Is it a movement action to get down there? Or
it's like your full action. Yeah.
Your full action. Okay,
you're going up,
yeah,
60 feet or so.
All right, well, yeah, I'll just come down next to not hear Jonathan Jess.
Yes. All right, Nix, it is your turn.
I will get BB to move up there using my bonus action, even though it's only 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then using my action, he will do a little roll, which is DC 12 to save on 15 feet. So I guess those 4.
So it's a cone. If it's a cone, it's going to hit. It's going to hit this guy and this guy. And this guy as well. If you're going a cone this way, it's going to hit him, 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 and him.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it also hit Harvard, though?
Yes.
No, Harvard. Sorry, Harvard.
Yeah.
No, Harvey.
The rocking of the ship, I'm sure he will dodge it. It's only a DC 12.
Dexterity save?
Yeah.
Okay. So we start from the top left and we go down to the right. We are going with the skeleton crew first. 1, 2, 3, 4.
One
It
of
looks
those
like
is burn, aren't they?
they all made. And we are going against Harvard.
You're just like shooting right through all the ribs.
Yes, basically. It sort of just scatters.
And it somehow managed to shoot between everybody.
That's one good combat tactic.
You're welcome.
Anything
You're
else?
welcome, yeah. No, I've got a reaction if any of them move away that I can use with BB, but that's a reaction.
Okay. Let's see. Jonathan Jess will spend his turn as well climbing down, and that'll be it.
Good to have you with me, Jess.
This is one of the skeletons that is up in the thing. It is the green one. He will be shooting up at one of the pirates that is in the mast next to you, Nix. I keep on saying pirates because that's what I have them written down as. They're just sailors.
Wait a second. We're pirates.
And we'll hit. It will hit hard.
That's against the pirate, eh? Not me.
Correct.
Good.
This is Turwin, who's, for some reason, I have no idea why it is that. He will come forward, and he will make 2 attacks against the prone skeleton. So both at advantage.
Kicking him while he's down.
Which is not quite enough to bring one down. This is the blue one. The blue one will take a shot at the pirate, at the sailor, who was just shot previously. And that is enough damage to drop him. This one will charge forward.
Go forth, pirate. We believe in you. What's this guy's name? What's his battle cry?
He will miss. He will just sort of shrilly shout. And he goes, "This is Crowley."
University of Crowley.
All right, this one will attempt to go over. He will succeed, and he will attack the person directly in front of him. He will miss. This one will attempt to attack the one who is already down. We'll do so at advantage because he is down. That is the wrong attack.
Got a scimitar.
He will still
It's
miss.
the same thing, though.
This one will go forward and attack the one who is down. You will hit and crit. Alrea, it is your turn.
Okay.
Ooh, you are a robot.
Can you hear me?
Ooh, you may have to.
Try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Yep.
Poor Joel. She
That was
will be-
strange.
Hello?
Much better.
There we go. There we go.
Babagooey.
That was funny.
Okay. So Aurea is going to take her short sword. Okay. Yeah. And lunge at the skeleton in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And okay, also I lost a damage from when I got hit by Nyx. I've recovered from that by now, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And okay. Do I just click it?
Yes, it is. And that's a critical, so just click the word short sword in the chat. There you go. You hit, and you kill as well.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Double kill,
First
I
blood
guess?
is gone.
First kill. First.
First kill.
Would you
First
like to
kill.
move anywhere?
Would I like to move anywhere?
Mhm.
No, I think I'm yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. We're going to move him out of the way. This one is going to come forward. It is going to attempt to cross. It's going to fall prone. Whoops, wrong one. Sharfer, it is your turn.
18. 8.18. What an interesting
Oh,
one.
I put the Dex tiebreaker on.
What's my tiebreaker?
I mean, seeing that person just falling over, I would probably come over here and try and stab them.
Yeah. Sounds like it makes sense.
It makes a decent amount of sense.
Threw that skeleton overboard. No.
And that's it. And that is quite the hit. That is enough hit to drop it. That is a bad corner to be in. Or a bad position.
Welcome to the beatdown.
Pretty unfriendly corner.
All right. This is the skeleton in the purple. He is going to be taking a shot with his pistol at the soldier in the crow's nest. Yeah, who's actually this one still right here.
Honestly, I don't want to get shot at.
He will miss abysmally.
It's
Interesting. This one was actually not over yet. I believe I pulled him over for a demonstration. He will actually manage to succeed to come over, and he will attack Blunderbear with a cutlass.
No, Blunder Bear, don't do this.
Not the
no,
best.
I'm not surprised.
He will miss. Varial, it is
Very
your
good.
turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, baby has 16 AC.
Yeah, you like that one.
So, I want to cast Fairy Fire, if that's all right. So that's a 20-foot cube. So 20, it's like that. Can I cast Fairy Fire in that area?
You certainly can. What it's going to do is it's going to basically hit everything because, again, this negative area doesn't exist.
Oh, of course. So how far back does that go?
Basically, it takes the entire ship. From, port to starboard.
Okay. Cool. So they all make dexterity saving throws against a DC of 12.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to start at the top, and we are going to work our way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and 5 have missed. So they all have this sort of spinning, like, Beyblade symbol, I guess.
Sure.
Because, there aren't really good symbols.
I got you to a Beyblade.
Also, quick question
Yes.
about syntax. Does the enemy boat, count as an object in the 20-foot cube to be outlined in, like, light?
Probably yes. That's a strange one.
Just asking because it prevents invisibility.
Yes. So we are going to say that yes, it does.
Cool.
Also, you illuminate the unconscious caster.
Nice. All right, just flicker in yellowy orange lights and stuff.
She is. Yep, she's unconscious.
Orange is going to take a shot at the person in the crow's nest. Not the player character, but the other one. You will hit. For 5.
I'm not shooting the player character just to prove a message.
The one that just did 20 damage to their captain. She's fine. She can live.
Unfortunately, this man has died.
No.
This man
Oh.
stands up now.
Who died on? Did one of our pirates died?
Yes.
Does he fall out of the crow's nest or something traumatic?
He sure did. I mean, he got shot. He kind of goes, whoa, boom, and thumps on the floor.
Where does he fall?
Does he make a wet slap as he hit the deck?
Right there. It's a pretty gross slap. I mean, it's not the full 60 feet, but it's a good 50 feet or so. He just fell.
It's a wet.
Was there a Wilhelm scream?
No, there was not a Wilhelm scream.
No, he wasn't alive for the fall.
Right.
was
We are
dead
attacking the
before.
one in front of us. We are critting.
Oh.
We are attempting to cross. We are succeeding. We are beating on the same sailor.
Forceful.
We are hitting. Ooh, and we are killing as well.
Oh no! Is another our guys dying?
Another one of our guys died.
No, we're gonna have to surrender the ghost pirates, everybody.
Well, compared to how many people we have and how many people they have, statistically speaking,
I throw down my arms and surrender.
This was against the blue one in the crow's nest. This man will shoot against the blue one in the crow's nest as well. For 8. Whoa, which is just enough not to kill it. This one will attempt to cross here. Now this one is making an actual jump because our ship is longer than their ship. And he will fail. He will go splashing into the water.
Nice.
This one will attempt to cross. It will fall prone. We're going to attack the prone one right here.
You call yourself a pirate?
Yes. And back to the top of the turn, Jory Brittlebones is going to death bolt against this one twice.
Ooh. Ouch, that's a bit.
That is enough to bring him down. This one will stand. And we'll attack the one in front of him. And we'll miss. Oh, I missed the other attack first. Which I will do right there. And miss.
Alright, how many of our plays died?
Several at this point. Two.
I see 3 died.
Yeah, 3 did.
Oh, excuse me, 3.
Is that even counting the dude in the crow's nest, which is technically 4?
That is counting that person.
Okay.
We have killed the blue crow's nest.
Nice.
1.
Nice.
Double killed him. Attacking the one in front. Missing. Attacking the one in front.
So what would make this more thematic if a Kalimbo is playing right now?
What if? Oh my gosh! You know what? I do have.
No, do not do it. Oh, that's what you want to do.
Oh, I did it.
Oh my god. What do you hate my internet?
This one took a big hit. Ah, that's actually a miss. We're going to be surrounding and attacking Harvard.
No, Harvard.
Harvey,
Yes,
no.
this person is dead. Fang, it is your turn again.
Alright. Gonna do the same thing as last time, expending a Verada point to gain advantage on this next attack. Which I didn't need again.
Well, you know.
Right, 9 damage. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for now.
All right.
I may never play Roll20 again.
All right. This
Broken-
one
broken my game.
is going to reload the swivel gun and fire again at those up in the air, specifically the one that is green. He's going to miss again. Tithrin, it is your turn.
Well, maybe you didn't play the jukebox. My Roll20 wouldn't have exploded.
Oh,
This is what happens. I warn you. I warn you, this is what happens every time. You're like, oh, you just can play, but no, you play the jukebox, and my Roll20 just ceases to function. Okay, but I'm back in the nick of time. Does Buzzsail give flanking? Well, I guess I can't. Can we walk through our own dudes? How does this work?
You can walk through your own dudes. You cannot stop
I phase through
on
this,
them.
man.
They're sort of making room for you to pass.
Man, I don't even know what my movement speed is in 5th edition. 30 speed. Okay.
BBX like ally.
All right. So, how long is this path? I can do this thing. I can do like 1, 2. It is definitely gonna be more than 30 feet. Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I can't flank with BB, so I'm gonna go over here to help old Harvard. I'm gonna slap this dude right here. Actually, has BB hit any of these? No, BB has not. Yeah, I'll just slap the dude right who's like trying to go for the Harvard flank over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop him. All right, this. Feel free to tell me if this is meta, but you said that resistance isn't much of a thing in 5th edition. So does it matter what weapon I hit them with, or should? Because otherwise, I'm gonna whip out the bludgeoning damage.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I still feel like it'd be more thematic to hit him with a flail. So I'm gonna use my flail. I assume that. How does weapon readying work in 5th edition? Is it like a free action or something like that? Isn't it like can you have free action? Okay, something like that. I remember talking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the flail because that seems more appropriate. You wouldn't stab a skeleton. So I'm gonna whip out the flail and I'm gonna hit him for 12. It's probably not gonna hit him.
No, that is gonna hit him.
It's really shitty AC. Okay, got it. For 9 bludgeoning damage. Oh my God.
For 9, solid hit.
That deck him right in the thigh.
Nyx.
I will use my action to cause BB to roll one more time. 1 damage this time.
Sort of the same path or a slightly different path?
Please don't shoot me.
Sorry, sneezing. Yeah, pretty much the same. I guess I'll cut out overlaying with Harvard.
Okay.
So it'll be. Would it be these 4?
It would be these 3.
These 3? Yep.
Mm-hmm. So 1, 2, 3.
2 misses.
Okay, for 1 damage.
1 damage. The time I roll low.
That's the dice.
All right, Jonathan Jess will come forward. He will use his long sword. And 1, 2. And we'll drop this one.
Nice. What did you? How much? In that man's whole career.
This one will take a shot at the other remaining sailor in the tower next to Fang. Whoa, and we'll just absolutely obliterate him.
No, please.
He also falls to the deck with a sick crunch.
He doesn't fall on me, I hope.
He does not fall on you. Turwin will basically stay where he is, and he will attack the one in front of him.
Go, Turwin, go.
Hit once for 5.
Why are half of these skeletons playing Beyblade over here? What does that mean?
They are affected by fairy fires, so you have advantage against them.
I see.
Crowley will attack the one that, he has advantage against. And he will miss. No, wait. He will hit, excuse me. Advantage. This one will come forward. and begin to surround Blunderbear. We'll hit for 16, which I believe you mentioned was the thing, and hit for 6. Excuse me, 3. We will shoot at the one we have advantage with over here. Hit for 9, bringing him down. This one is dead. Aurea, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna like lunge forward. How do I do the moving thing?
You just move
Like
your
the-
token. You can move basically up to 6 squares.
Okay. I move towards the guy in front of me, or girl, the skeleton.
This one is actually.
There.
Oh, well, can I go like diagonal?
Yes, you can attack diagonally.
Okay. So I go to this person, or skeleton, and I'm gonna slash with my short sword again.
That is going to miss, unfortunately.
Aw,
Okay.
those kills. I think.
Sharfer, it is your turn.
Is it an action to try and get from this ship to that ship?
It is just part of a movement. What you have to do is you have to make an acrobatics check, DC 10, to do so without falling.
So if I move up 5, I'm gonna try and jump on that.
Okay.
And what was it? Acrobatics?
Yes. You have fallen prone, but you are on their ship.
I guess there's three better like pirates over there now. They're all on our ship.
I've moved 5, and then it's half movement to stand up, right?
Yes.
Is half of 25 10 or 15?
Rounds down.
Well, it'd be like 30.
So,
Oh, but I guess you can't move like
Right.
half square.
Rounds down.
I've still got 10 feet of movement left. Can I sort of try and hide behind the pole here so the captain doesn't see me?
That is not very likely to happen.
Your arms is sticking out the side.
It's foggy, but it's not quite that
Okay,
foggy.
okay. I'll go to buy the. I'll go and then just move the. I'm just yeah.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right.
If anything, could I use like an action to sort of ready out getting thieves' tools out?
No.
Yeah.
All right. This one is going to attack Tithrin.
Hi.
Tithrin, excuse me. 16.
That matches. So yeah, it hits me.
For 10.
Holy fuck! What, this guy hit you with like a cannonball?
Cutlass.
Oh my god.
How you looking?
I mean, I've been better.
Variel, your turn.
not that bad, but I mean, I certainly would not like to take that again.
Couple questions.
Uh-huh.
Changing items, like so from my wand to like my sword. It's like stow on one turn, and then draw on
No,
another,
in 5th
right?
edition, you get a free stowing and drawing, But if you're like switching again, you can't do it. It takes an action.
Okay, so but I can switch in this turn.
Yeah.
All right. And then is it able? Am I able to cross from here to here? Or is
Actually,
that like 'cause it's a railing now?
Yes, it's going to take a acrobatics check to do so. DC 10.
Graham, I believe that doesn't hit me because I didn't. My AC for some reason reset at the start. But since I have a shield, that gives me 2 flat. Correct?
Yes,
AC. Yes, so that actually doesn't hit me. So I am actually still good.
you're fine. So what happens is you do manage to cross, but you do fall prone on the other side.
All right, and that's my turn. Thank you.
Mhm.
How do I put prone?
Here, I will pop.
Use the Beyblade and thing.
Thank you.
Can I ride Blunder Bear?
Probably not.
I mean, I could.
Sharper probably could.
This one is attacking Alrea.
No, Alrea, please.
21, I'm pretty sure is going to hit. And he
Oh
hits
my
for
God.
10.
Oh,
I'm
no,
on 1 hit point.
God.
That is max
Can I
damage.
move, or do I have to wait till my turn?
You'll have to wait for your turn.
Rest
Put
in
one
peace,
in my
Alrea.
current, or which one do I put the one in?
Your current HP, you knock it down.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, this one is going to come forward and shoot at the one that just, nearly one-shot you. He will hit. And hit decently hard. This one will stand up, will move forward, no longer be prone, and will attack Blunderbear.
Blunder Bear, no. Wait, who's attacking Blunder Bear?
Right here.
The guy to the north from?
Uh,
Oh no, the northwest.
in the corner, yeah.
Blunder Bear's got good enough AC. You're a fine Blunder Bear.
15. Which I
Yeah, that's
believe
a
you
miss.
said
That
misses.
misses.
He
It's a
is
miss.
dead.
Although, do let me know if anyone attacks Harvard or I think this is Johnson Jefferson.
Yuri Brittlebones will come over here. Will attack you with a cutlass, Sharfer.
With the cutlass. He did see me. He misses. I've got a 15 AC.
Okay. He'll attack the one in the green. I believe that does hit. Sure does. And is enough to bring it down as well.
You pirate dude.
This one will attack Harvard right in front of him.
Oh, if this one's attacking Harvard, I will put do protection since I have a shield, and I can do that. So basically, everyone's within 5 feet of me. As a reaction, I can apply disadvantage to whoever's attacking them. So since Harvard is in 5 feet of me, I believe it's just the person itself, not the actual enemy. So yeah. So whoever's attacking Harvard is going to be at disadvantage.
Which, unfortunately, he does still hit.
What the fuck? What does this guy roll over here? Oh my
23 to
God.
15.
What a cheating son of a bitch.
We will take a shot at the one over here. We will miss. We will attack Harvard again.
No, I can't do it this time. I've already done it once.
Oh, he will crit
Harvard!
Harvard.
I knew him so little.
Harvard has gone down.
No.
But not hard.
Where's
He
the
has a
medicine chest on him?
family.
He had a family.
This one will attack Crowley. He will miss. This one will take a shot over here. Which is enough to bring him down.
That's a good thing.
That one is dead. Fang, it is your turn.
Right? Gonna do the same thing I've done these other times. I'm gonna use my last bravado point and use Deadeye and take a shot.
Oof, unfortunately, that does
Oh.
not hit.
Dang it. But I can't really. So that's my turn.
Okay. This person with a swivel gun will reload, and he will take a shot at the skeleton captain. Jewelry brittle bones.
Is there like, so when you shoot a cannon, is there like a chance to miss and hit someone next to them, or?
So not with like normal shot shooting from the swivel guns like that. Like if we're shooting across the deck, really, then yes. But for the most part, we're gonna say it's
That
not
is
gonna
definitely across the deck. If it's from the front swivel gun or the back
No,
swivel
from
gun?
the back.
I was still arguing it's across the deck. There's literally a deck right here. You're the DM, but
I'm like right next to
We're
that guy.
gonna bend the rules a little bit on this one.
like all I'm saying is that in the future, when I make a shot like that, you're gonna be like, "Oh, of course, that's a clear shot."
That will hit. For 8. This one will shoot at the one in purple. But they are now... Whoops. Out of ammunition. He will also miss. Tytherin, it is your turn.
Yar. They killed my best friend. Now I'm gonna kill. Who stabbed this? Who stabbed and killed Harvard?
I
Which
believe
one?
it was the one in the middle.
Can't believe it. Who would do such things? You know what I'm gonna do? I would shift forward and attack that guy, but if anything, I'd shift forward and attack this guy because I have advantage on him. I've hit this guy and he's almost dead, so I'm actually gonna.
That guy has not been hit.
What? I've hit him. This dude right here?
No, I believe you hit the one that's dead right here now.
Oh, maybe. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll just sit right here. I'll attack this guy. I'll flail him.
Mm-hmm.
Once I pull my flail up, I wasn't ready after all these years waiting. Okay, that is definitely gonna hit him. For 4 bludgeoning damage, which is a terrible roll.
Nothing popped up for me.
It's 17 on hit, 4 damage.
Sure.
I think it's apparently I have disconnected. Probably because you probably knew song was on the jukebox, Grim. But it was a 17 for 4 damage.
Okay.
Unless you would like me to re-roll it.
You're fine. Nix, it is your turn.
Am I muted? Yeah, no, I'm not. I will. Do that to the north of me. What's with the low damage rolls?
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
That's
Rolled a
2
1.
1s on damage. That's bull. Would I still be able to move down to the deck?
You can move halfway.
Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I will move halfway down towards the deck then.
Okay.
That allows me to do what I wanted to anyway.
Jonathan will move forward and he will attack the one where he can get advantage on. And he will go ahead and kill this one.
Kill that man. Thank you, Jonathan.
That one is
Best
dead.
first mate.
Turwin will do something similar. But will not quite. Crowley, let us see if he can finish him off. He cannot. This one will attack Blunderbear.
Blunderbear, you'll be fine, I'm sure.
He is fine.
He good.
This one will shoot the one Crowley has been hitting on.
Sounds pretty jealous.
For Tannen, he will bring him down as well. Alrea, it is your turn.
Oh no, she's still hurt. Where's the paladin? Oh, she is the paladin.
She is the paladin.
Yeah. Wait, can I heal myself?
You can. You can use lay on hands on yourself.
Okay. Do I just do a medicine roll?
No, for lay on hands, you choose how much you want to hit. You got to pull a 5, right? Excuse me, how much you want to heal. At first level, you got to pull a 5. You can pump however much you want into it. And each one that you do heals you for 1.
Yeah, I'll do. Can I do 5?
Yep, nothing wrong with it.
Okay, what do I click?
So on your sheet, all you would have to do is put your lay on hands pull down to 0 and your HP up by 5. There's not a click for this one.
Where's the lay on hands?
So it is in the sort of bottom right-hand side of your sheet. It is one of the class resources ones.
Oh, I see. Okay. What do I do with it?
You just in the pull, you just move it down to 0, and then you gain that many hit points.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna do that. Can I also move?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna move, like, back here.
All right. So, Sharfer, it is your turn.
Single-handedly kill the captain.
Just gonna say, could I turn around and tell Variel to come stand over here and hold my action?
You can.
Because sneak attack works if I've got someone with me. So I'd turn around to Variel and say, "Come on your feet. I need you over here."
Working on it. And was that this space? Is that a legal space?
Either of these two underneath us, because you just need to be within 5 feet of him.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious. Grim, is that like a legal space I can stand, or is the mast there?
No, that's a legal space you could stand.
Perfect, because that's the only one I can reach. Great.
All right, we'll skip over it. Purple one. Going to take a shot. Definitely gonna hit. Definitely gonna drop another sailor.
No.
We are all out of people in crow's nests, I believe, except for PCs. This one is going to attack Blunderbear.
Blunderbear, you'll be fine. 16 AC. So you're gonna do roll a 17. Guess technically you can roll 16. Precise.
Nah, rolls 2 23s.
For
Gosh,
6.
please no.
It's all good.
Variel, it is your turn.
Alright, so I'll stand up, takes half my movement, then 5, 10, 15. I would like to Booming Blade. What's his name? The skeleton pirate.
Jory Brittlebones.
Jory Brittlebones. All right. I like to do a Booming Blade, which is part of a regular melee strike.
Yes.
So my scimitar.
That's a hit.
It's a hit. So if I click scimitar, it should do damage.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So 8 slashing, and if he moves, he takes another, I think, D8.
Okay. We will put on the lightning bolt, and that'll be a reminder.
Great.
Now he is here. I will stab.
He will use his reaction to parry, but it will make no difference, as you hit him anyway.
Parry this, you filthy casual.
He is bloodied. He is actually long since bloodied.
Don't you mean marrowed?
He is a marrowed. This one will run forward and will attack the pirate. Excuse me, the captain. And will miss. This one will attack the bear again.
Blunder Bear is the team tank. Look at him go. Unstoppable. Okay, he is stoppable.
Well, that's not too bad. He's still got, fighter HP.
Does what happens to Blunder Bear when he drops below 0?
I gotta fix him unless he gets fully destroyed. But I've got to use mending and materials to fix him from
Does Blunder Bear have to roll like saving throws or anything, or?
I don't believe so.
I'm gonna say no. Yeah, once it hits 0, it just basically becomes inoperable until I can spend a long rest fixing it.
That's fair.
All right, Jory Brittlebones is going to split his attacks. Top one against Sharfer, bottom one against Variel.
He's doing like that thing. He's gonna like extend his arms and just start spinning in circles.
He hit me.
Hit you for 8.
Actually hurt.
Who knew being stabbed hurt so much?
I don't like that you did that to me.
Yar, I don't like that you did that to me.
You borrowed me, you son of a bitch.
I was just trying to save this mage and you came up and stood in front of me. What else was I supposed to do?
He's going to attempt to shoot at the Yuri Brittlebones again.
Man's got like 3 actions over here.
That was somebody else.
Oh my god, he crit!
Jory Brittlebones is basically holding on by a thread at this point, or something very much like a thread.
Held down by the marrow.
This pirate is going to try to finish him off. He crits.
Look at that, we didn't even get the satisfaction of killing.
You did not get the satisfaction of killing it. When you kill Jory Brittlebones, the rest of the skeletons that were animate, the magic that appears to be animating or whatever, sort of dissipates. It all sort of goes away. And they all crash down to the floor in sort of gross skeleton-y clumps.
I knew killing first would be a good idea.
Kick a pile of bones.
So yes, the reason I jumped onto this ship in the first place. Can I free the mate?
You could.
Because I have proficiency in thieves.
Is that a good idea to free the mage? I mean, particularly don't know if she's friendly. She could have been the one controlling the skeletons, more or less.
So by the way,
there's one way to find out if she's friendly, isn't there?
Is the middle floor without the masts? Excuse me. Terwin is not down. It was the one
Okay,
behind
it's on.
Turwin that is down.
Ah, it's bugged on my screen. I guess I see an X on him, so I'm like, oh no.
Yes.
Is there anything below deck?
So everyone's sort of panting
Well, yeah.
after the battle. He goes, all right. Jonathan speaks up. Gather your things. Head down to the brig. Be wary of traps and any more laying in wait. We'll see what these bastards have with them.
How is this
Right?
ship just holding against us? Like, wouldn't it dislodge?
At
'Cause
this
no one's at the helm?
point, that is a thing that is starting to happen. So,
I would take rope and a grappling hook and tie those ships together. At least add one more support of tying the ships together if anyone else had any other hooks or anything they could use. But I do actually have a grappling hook and spare rope.
Don't think I have a grappling hook spare rope.
I just got rope. That's it. No hook.
I don't have rope.
don't even.
No, wait, I have rope.
Oh my god, we lost so many brave men.
I'll
this
pass
day.
you my
Including
rope to help out.
We lost Harvard. That's what happens when you name them. They die.
Mm-hmm.
You better reflect the fact that all these 6 people died in the actual map.
Well,
Else
of
I'm gonna be
course.
extremely disappointed.
I've already done it. So, presumably, we're sort of going through and we're doing our best to loot as pretty much quickly as possible.
Well,
Or are we just exploring,
tying the
or-
boats together?
What's that?
We were
Are
talking
we?
about tying the boats together. That's what we were just talking about doing. Is that
We've
doing
done
anything?
so with one thing. Right now, most of the rest of the people, with the exception of Jonathan Jess, who has disappeared, come over with you, but Turwin is beginning to see to the rest of the wounded sailors to see if there's anything he can do with them.
Can I join him in that?
Yes, you can.
Expending my last spell slot to heal any of them if they are living.
I would ask Jonathan if he thinks it's a good idea to untie the mage.
No, not right now. In fact, tie her up further. We'll bring her aboard, see what's going on.
I would head down into the hold of
Okay.
the spooky ship with my pistol drawn.
How many varial slots are you going to use to attempt to heal people?
I only have one left, so
All right, go ahead and make a healer roll, please, or cure light wounds or whatever.
yep. 1d8. 3 plus my mod is 5, I believe.
You did it. You saved Harvard.
Yes!
He chooses to heal unnamed person.
Fuck you, Harvard.
I'd give a little bit of rope to Nix to help tie the ships together, but I'd also start tying up the lady a bit more.
Yeah, I look for rope around the place and I help secure the 2 ships. They're not floating off.
Thing is gonna check out Brittlebones.
Mm-hmm.
That was his name. Just see what kind of gear he had on him.
All right. So, first things first. Most of the pirates, skeleton pirates, that is to say, are actually, on our ship, so we don't really need to worry about taking care of their stuff. Jory Brittlebones didn't actually have too much on him. You sort of give him a quick pat down. He had a cutlass, and it looks like he had a heavy pistol.
Well, loser.
I'll
He was
take the heavy.
sorry.
Take the heavy pistol. What kind? Did he have any ammunition on him?
He does. He has 8 shots and 8 things of powder left. He's also wearing a thick coat.
What color is the coat?
It is blue.
Wait, what about the parrot?
The parrot has flown away sometime during the fight.
No.
No. Wouldn't
That's
have
my only goal in this.
I roll to catch the parrot before it flies away. Like, yeah, wait. Starfur is in melee range. He can roll to catch the parrot. He
There's
can
not
roll
many
to
places for the parrot to run to. It has gone to the top of the mast, and there's where it is.
Fang scales it immediately.
Is that a thing we want to do?
I want that parrot.
All right, I need 2 things from you. I need an acrobatics check, and I need an animal handling check.
Acrobatics and animal handling.
Your acrobatics is enough to get up there. Your animal handling is enough to get you bit by the parrot.
All right, but I like.
You could make a grab against it. It's probably not going to like you very much after that, however.
I'm gonna try to work with it to see if I can get it to be a little nicer. Just keep working with it over and over again.
So that's not exactly a thing that you can sort of do. You get like the one animal handling do, and then like you're not.
All right, then I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Give me a 1d20 plus your dexterity or strength, whichever is higher. Modifier.
Firmly grasp it.
You firmly grasp the parrot.
Oh, there we are.
You have it in your hands, and it is squawking rather loud. You notice that in your hands, it's slimy, and you sort of give it a second glance, and the parrot itself is undead as well.
Oh, heck yeah.
It looks like it's a parrot zombie.
Okay, but wait, what's keeping it alive? Because if
that's a good
brittle
question.
bones, that I'm a
The fact it's
look it over and see if it has anything that's keeping it alive.
Zombie heart.
You could make like an Arcana check on that one, but you're making one at disadvantage.
you got
Disadvantage?
zombie parrot.
Alright, so how would I roll disadvantage on this?
You just
Take-
roll
oh,
it,
yeah,
and then
just
we
take
take the
the
lower.
lower.
Yep.
Oh, 12.
You couldn't really guess. I mean, past
Okay.
just the regular sort of way that you would animate, the undead.
Alright, gotcha. I'm gonna carry it down. Just hold it up. This thing's undead.
So, everyone else who is sort of searching the ship.
Can I take the cutlass?
You can.
Okay, great.
Can you give me, and again, this is everyone else searching the ship, can you give me an investigation check, please?
I guess after I try the ships up, I'll help search.
Mhm.
Just so.
I don't even have a +2 for that one.
Ooh, Jesus.
I think I'm happy with my roll though.
So,
Yeah.
Sharfer and, Tytherin. Sharfer, because you happen to have an eye for this sort of thing, and Tytherin, because, you've certainly been on ships before. You know that all the good stuff is generally fairly decently hidden, and this was no exception. Somewhere in the hold of the ship, there was sort of a false bottom to it, and you wind up coming up with a chest that when you open it up, it's full of copper. Too much for you to count just in
Coins
one
or
sitting. Copper
like
coins? Yes.
So like some budget pirates over here. Is that it? Just a bunch of copper?
Just a bunch of copper.
A bunch of copper?
Can I grab a couple of handfuls before trying to take the chest upstairs? Like, just fill my pockets.
You could. There's a bunch of people around you, namely the rest of your party, watching you.
Technically, it's just me here, I believe. We're in the hold, correct?
I believe Nyx is down there as well.
Oh.
Yes, I would have come.
And honestly, Jonathan would have been there as well, too. Although I didn't move him there.
Oh, if Jonathan was down there, I couldn't get away with it, could I?
Jonathan, just turn around for a second.
Wait, is the cutlass an item?
Yes.
So you item and what?
Cutlass is probably not one that's in the base game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Jonathan,
the
what's over
Season of
there?
Book. Cutlass
Pointed
is
at-
like a 1d8
Scimitar.
slashing one-handed.
Hey, Jonathan, look out!
Just gonna point at the front of the ship. Hey, Jonathan, what's over?
He sort of would have been with you for the entire thing as you're sort of searching through. He himself would have been searching as well.
What, I want to see his roll. What does he get? He needs an 18 or better.
Why an 18?
That's what we got.
Hmm?
All right. Well, he's got to roll.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for the sleight of hand check. I'm sorry.
No. We're to see if he actually found the chest first. I'm just curious to see.
Sure. There
like
would
a
be
plus.
intelligence, right?
Yeah, I think it's intelligence.
Yes, it is.
He would not.
Exactly. You have like a brief moment where you can like steal from the chest. Go for it, Sharper.
He did, and he rolled sleight of hand, and he was most certainly caught.
Damn it.
His hand, Jonathan's, quickly goes out and grabs yours, sort of as you're in the middle of grabbing a handful of copper. And he grips your hand tight.
I'm just gonna smile and look at him and say, I found it, it's tax.
It's loot. You'll get your share later. Didn't you sign the charter?
What does that charter say?
May I sign the charter?
Say what? What did you...
I may have signed the charter.
You may have signed the charter. We'll deal with you later. He closes the chest, and he pushes over to you, Tytherin.
But I'll ask him what he wants me to do with it.
Bring it up to the Mother Pearl.
To where in the Mother of Pearl?
Take it to the hold. We'll get it counted, and when things are I can't talk. At the appropriate time, we'll dole out the goods.
I close it, I secure the lock, I like hoist it on my shoulder, and I walk on out. Climb up the
Okay.
ladder with one hand. I leave. Head on over to the hold.
Alright, so Fang, realizing that this is not a regular parrot, a zombie parrot,
Mm-hmm.
is just gonna try to snap its neck. Just
Oh gosh.
kill it.
Yeah, like if you want to kill it, like you can just straight up kill it.
Yeah.
It's not a. You don't need to try really
What
to do that when you have it in your hands like that.
Well,
I can't even stop it
doing
because I'm an
any harm?
undergrad.
it's zombie like it would like carry
Is it gonna hurt
diseases.
anybody?
We gotta put it down. I would be for killing the zombie parrot.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
Is
else
it
would
gonna
be.
hurt anybody?
Zombie
Are there
parrots.
any
You should be
special
like
items?
Fine, I'll let it live for now. But I'm gonna tie its beak shut with a little bit of twine, so it can't bite anybody.
Sure.
Because that sucks.
Pretty sure they're diseased. Let's point that out.
Okay, just kill it then.
All right, kill it.
What was that?
Is there other, like, I guess, non-special items and supplies, woods and...
Yeah,
ammo,
there's
gunpowder?
miscellaneous. There's 10 repair kits, and there's a bit of powder as well. Powder, there's shots, and not to mention, the cannons. But that's sort of a little bit later, because we haven't really gone through and given a good once-over of the ship. But yes, most of the stuff will come over. I will make a list as it comes to it, and we will deal with it from there. As you make your way back on to the Mother of Pearl, Terwin, goes to speak with Jonathan. We lost 5 in that one. Thanks to this one here, and he sort of thumbs over at Varial, we managed to save Harvard, but nothing we can do with the other ones.
All 5 unnamed crewmates.
It's a shame. What
I mean,
a tragedy.
vaguely we know they were named after colleges.
We lost to Yale in the fight.
Berkeley.
William and Mary.
Otago University.
One's just big text.
We'll get the bosun to look over on the ship. This might be something impressive. As you, Sharfer, begin to step on, Jonathan grabs you, or makes a grab at you. Question is, do you let him grab you, or do you try to...
He's gonna kill you down there. Don't let him.
This is back on our ship.
He's gonna throw you overboard. Don't let him.
He's gonna keel haul you.
No, in all fairness, I was cool. I'll let him grab me.
Okay. So he grabs you and sort of pulls you to the front. This one, we caught trying to steal some of the loot beforehand. You found it as well, right? It was you? It wasn't Tythran?
It was both of us.
Both of us sort of found it at the same time.
Okay. They found it, and this one right here went to take a handful, a tax, I believe he called it. Isn't that right? And he looks at you.
That is exactly how it happened.
We've got some sticky fingers on this one. I think to start with, he'll be running 2 or 3 shifts without any food. Then we'll see how we're feeling from there.
Not the food.
I'd just like to point out there is nothing in the contract that states you can't take like loot or anything like that.
Isn't there a thing about stealing on there?
There says you will not steal from the poor. You will never plunder the poor. That is the only thing.
Is there? Fair enough.
I'm dead serious. It's the only thing.
Either way, it gets brought up as if it did.
Can you just make me walk the plank or something? Just don't take away my food.
You can challenge it to a duel. It is.
I'd rather. Would you rather die or miss a few meals?
Challenge what's his name to a duel.
Die.
And for whoever loses has to go without food for like 3 shifts.
3 years?
You will accept any for a duel with an honorable opponent. You will respect a duel between others and not interfere. That's a rule in the contract we signed.
That is how you get your cheeks clapped. There's no way out of that but death.
He can't deny it.
This is when we find out that it's a level 18 adventurer NPC.
He's just gonna rip off his shirt and be jacked.
I mean, we
No,
did
he's
just
just gonna
see him
rip off your
fighting.
He's gonna grab you and just rip you in half.
So also, presumably, this is all out of character, so...
Yeah.
You know.
I hope. Thing's just up in the process.
There is no way I would ever challenge him to a duel.
Nix would be making sure that Shaft is not about to be thrown overboard or anything like that, but she wouldn't be intervening. If he wants to make his own bed, he can lie it.
I'm about as tall as a soccer ball. If he wanted to kick me overboard, he could.
Exactly.
It does not look like he is going to resort certainly that far, but I mean, it is very, very obvious that he and the rest of the crew, as word starts to get around, are very unhappy with your actions.
They give you like the stink eye.
After a while, Dodrick heads over to the other ship with a couple of the crew that were below decks during most of the fighting.
Hey, Grim, before we continue, can you tell me what where exactly our hull got hit by the cannonball? Like where, like because we got hit somewhere. Was it like what deck was it? The sort of middle deck, the lower deck, the
Sure.
build?
I mean, it was the bow of the ship, which is the front, and it was the port side, which is the left.
So
I
like,
would either.
where would it
them
be?
to
Just
help-
out of curiosity.
So like right around here.
Where's here?
Do you not see me pinging?
No, I don't. Because my thing. No, I see. Okay, up there. Okay. I'll draw us a nice like hole. Cannonball hole. Wait.
And we can probably kill the music.
Oh god, all the pirates are coming back.
If it's killing you. Oh.
I would ask him if he needs another hand, assuming he's going to like strip down the ship and everything. And if not, I would probably start work on fixing that hole.
Yeah, let's take a look. We're not taking on water or anything. It doesn't look like our hull's plenty sturdy. But let's see what we got. We're down some crew, but this might be salvageable. Any of the others who wish to can take a look too, but not you. Directed towards Sharfer.
He's gonna steal the hull out of the ship.
Don't worry. I was planning on staying far away from anything valuable right about now.
So if you would like to sort of give the ship a once-over, it is a watercraft tool, intelligence.
Which one are we giving? Oh, like the small ship or our ship?
The small ship.
I'll give it a once over. Why not? Intelligence. Look at that beautiful 11.
I knew I should have stuck with Plan A and just sailed away on the other ship.
Yeah, we could have just sailed off. Cut the ropes.
So Alrea, it is barely held on by anything. It is an amazing feat of hope, wishing, and an ingenuity that it has made it this far. If I were to put it in numbers terms, somewhere out of 200 HP, it would have something like 11 left. A strong breeze would be enough to sink this ship.
I punched the ship, it just sinks.
Well, it does have a lot of damage reduction. I don't think you can destroy this ship with a punch.
You underestimate my power.
Something very similar. So what we wind up doing is we wind up picking it apart for parts. Under Dodrick's sort of watchful eye, we sort of strip planks from it. Strip anything useful, obviously the cannons, the gunpowder, cannonballs, anything that you might find useful, and some of the actual timber and lumber from it as well. By the time you're done, basically it's just the shell of a ship that's left. You take the sails down, which were admittedly not in good condition, but everything that you can, you basically salvage off this little sloop. What was that?
What have we done with the mage? Like, we tied her up, obviously.
The mage has been tied up and has been kept on the deck. She is still unconscious, or so it seems.
I mean,
is real good at pretending.
If she was like attached to the ship or anything, I would have like detached her from the ship but kept her tied up. But after tying her up, I would have left her for somebody else. I'm way too small to carry her.
Mm-hmm. And somebody would have in such case. And it does look like she was in fact chained to the ship.
But yeah, I would have used like thieves' tools or something to get her out of the chains.
Mm-hmm.
But tied her up with rope instead.
Okay.
If she would have been dumped there, then I would stay attached to BB and have him keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Which might explain why I got a really bad water vehicle roll.
Right.
Distracted.
After a couple of hours, we basically strip, everything we can from this ship. It again, it does take most of the rest of the day. But eventually Dodric is satisfied that we have taken everything. And he begins to untie the rope and the grappling hooks that we've used to secure the two things together. And if you,
I would definitely make sure I got my grappling hook back.
Are we gonna skull her?
probably not even worth scuttling her. I mean, we'll just leave her for whatever happens next to it. We've stripped it pretty well.
Don't leave a ship floating. That's how you get the. That's how you get in, like, the floating rat colonies.
He sort of shrugs.
Never seen a floating rat ship?
Can't say I have.
Oh, well, they sometimes when people will strip a ship of value, they'll send it off floating, and the rats from other ships that get fall overboard, they'll swim on and they'll breed and they'll eat each other, and then another unsuspecting ship will go by and board it, and then they'll just eat eaten alive.
I see. So what you're saying is make sure there's no rats on something before you step foot onto it.
Don't step foot on anything you don't risk dying on or for.
Thank you, rats.
No, that's part of the story. The rats, they climb onto the ship that just float by. And then, like, people go onto the ships and they're like, oh, look at this free ship. Let's go check it out. And the rats, like, swarm them and they can't get them off and they die. The whole crew.
How many rats are there just swimming about the ocean then?
They breed.
In the ocean.
That's not an answer.
I'm gonna roll for bluff right here. Like, you're gonna see, or like, would this be like something else?
What should be a natural 20?
We're all just like, oh yeah.
Persuasion, maybe.
Deception is what it's called in 5e.
Okay, deception.
Water.
What?
Everyone believes me.
So, I mean, you make quite a convincing argument, and, you know, you happen to have a fair amount of knowledge about it. If you do not believe that, you can make an insight roll, with the 18 being your target number to disbelieve that story.
I'm going to choose to believe this, and I'm going to be taking furious notes about rat ships.
Is this on that ship or this ship?
Wait, so this is this is insight.
Yes,
Insight.
insight.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
If it's on this ship, I would probably insight it, but I'm having internet problems.
Things just
I could go ahead and roll
along.
one for
Yeah,
you
those
while you're having
rat
some
ships that
issues.
are real. I've seen one before.
So this is Sharfer's roll right here.
Sharfer has rolled a 9.
So yes, Sharfer, you rolled a 9. So Fang, Sharfer,
Those water rats,
you
man.
100% believe. Alara, not so much.
She's still holding on to like the freaking dead bird. And she's going, the rats, they're gonna come for you. She also seems kind of sad holding the bird, like she really regretted killing it.
I told you.
Doesn't know what to do with it now.
So for that combat,
actually.
with as many as there were and how it was split up, everyone gets 150 experience points.
150 experience. What's like the level up threshold in 5e?
I think it's 500 or 300 for first level. And then
Wait, what was it again? 100 and what?
150.
150. So for first and second, it's like 300, and then it doubles every time.
Yes. So basically, you're halfway to level 2.
Probably.
Nice.
Fang,
Yes.
would you mind if you would give me that parrot, actually?
Sure. What are you gonna do? Sure. Hands it over.
For a medical study.
Oh, okay. Tell me whenever you're done with it. Kinda want to offer something out. I just really like birds.
Oh, you wanted to stay in one piece.
If you're gonna use it for something like that, you
You
can.
can. I won't break it if you want it.
Alright, thank you. She'll hold on. Kinda hold it.
Please don't break my slimy parrot.
I like the taste of the slime.
Oh, I would not recommend eating the undead.
Vile.
I use it to keep my teeth clean.
All right. So again, you salvage the ship for parts fairly well, and you set it adrift, and you continue on. After a little while, depending on how well you're paying attention, that Jonathan would have at some point gone to tell Captain Turwin about the events, and to sort of address and accost why she was, absent throughout that entire thing. It's not as if it was quiet by any means.
We got shot by a cannon, so naturally.
Right. And I will pull some of those people out as well.
5 people need to disappear.
They already disappeared.
Oh, nice. So sad.
Where's Harvey?
But he hammers furiously on the door to her cabin and gets sort of a terse and angry "What?" in response. What do you mean, what? We've been attacked. Why are you still in there? What have you been doing all this time?
Can we, bust down the door?
If that's a thing you wish to do, you could certainly.
I'll be I'll sort of go with them, but I'm not gonna I'll sit behind, just sort of there.
I just want to be nosy and watch. So I'm not busting down any doors, but I'll wait back here.
Thing's just gonna wait a second.
Variel, Aurea, Nyx?
Yeah, I'm just standing here kind of eavesdropping.
Roll for initiative. We're about to get that other 150 experience.
trying to look like I'm busy. I don't know, mopping the deck or something.
Sure,
Wait,
they're sort of a busy work. I mean, there's a lot of repair and cleaning to do, quite frankly. I mean, there's.
I'm less gonna look busy. Try not get seen at all.
I would follow people down, but I'd probably be more working on repairing BB and stuff.
Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. I have to use the restroom. Probably less than a minute.
1 Mississippi. Oh my gosh, Grim.
Liar.
Lying to our faces.
Liar deceiver.
Quick, he's gone. Now let's steal all the copper out of the chest.
Everybody, quick! Add 150 experience to your character sheets. At level 2. What do I get when I get level 2? I get a new ability of some sort.
You get to dodge, dash, and disengage. No, not dodge, dash, disengage. You get to hide, dash, and disengage.
Level 2. I get the ability. Oh, action surge. That is correct.
I get quick draw.
All right, I'm back. Anybody else leave, or are we all still here?
Nope. We definitely did not take all the copper out of the chest. And side note, I now have 3,000 copper.
And I got the other 5,000 that was in the chest.
Right. So yes, I mean, Jonathan is quite obviously irate at this point. I mean, he's banging down the doors. He's not banging it down. Let me rephrase. But he's certainly banging on the doors. It opens. What's the fuss? Jonathan speaks up. What do
I
you
please
mean,
see
what's
the
the...
room?
Excuse me?
Yeah. I was the only one to see in the room. That's all I say.
Got you. Well, we can't see in the room. I believe I've shown you the...
Now we have.
Before. We were just attacked. There were damn pirates. Undead pirates. The ship was shot by a cannon. 8-pounder by the sounds of it. Why are you still hiding in your room?
Should I infected? Do I gotta draw my weapon?
What's that?
Is she like ghost or something? Is she like got like
No,
fish monster or something?
she's not a ghost. But she goes, you, oh god. What was the name that you addressed Jonathan as earlier?
It's like Johnson Jones or something
Right.
like that.
Well, she addresses him like that. Johnson Jones, what are you doing? You aren't paid to be down here making a ruckus. I told you to handle whatever was going on, and I need you to handle it at this point. I will have no such insubordination on my ship, or else, let me assure you, heads will roll. And she slams the door shut.
Can I say, do you not even know your first mate's name?
I don't think you'd have the time, but you probably shouldn't either.
I mean, it depends. You can shout it at the door. You can, but I mean...
You know. I think a more intelligent approach would be the better thing right now, since it's clear something is not right.
Yeah.
Nix. I always knew she was going to betray us.
Jonathan is pretty much worked up into a fury of confusion and anger. Has gone onto the ship and is basically pacing back and forth on the top deck.
Can I catch him before he walks out?
You can catch him while he walks out, or you can catch him on top.
Like-
Doesn't matter.
Like his shoulder or something like
Sure.
that? And I'll be like, does she often mispronounce your name?
No, never. We've been working together for nigh on 15 years now. Something...
Oh, I mean-
And she's known your name for 15 years?
He gives you a scathing look. I mean, you're certainly not the most popular person around. Of course she knows my name.
I know you already don't like me. But I don't like what's going on here.
Do you not like what's not going on here? I'm not taking anything from you. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes down and do your damn job.
I mean, if he wants to go to the top deck, I wouldn't stop him at this point.
Okay, at this point he does head to the top.
I think he goes space. We should throw a mutiny. We should overthrow the captain. Take her out. We have what was it? A casus belli.
Well, all of us versus an entire ship doesn't sound so good.
Okay, so hear me out. And I'd sort of like say it to the other people. Everyone else who is here. I think everyone's here actually. Everyone except Ariella. Is it Ariella? Aurelia? I can never. Alrea. Okay, I can never remember it. Alrea. Everyone but Alrea. I feel like something's clearly not correct about the captain, and I would sort of like ask Nyx, like, would you happen to know anything about what's going on here? Like, sort of alluding that, like, maybe she could be like a changeling or something, type of thing.
I've got honestly no idea. I mean, I've never seen the captain before, but if I'm quite honest, she seemed a lot um, happier when we were on land in the dock building.
Do you think she might
She
have come
didn't
because of
seem
something first?
so uptight.
Something's not right with this one.
Yeah.
Yes, she certainly doesn't match the description of chatty that we were first given.
Well, clearly something needs to be done about this, so I'm going to wait for Jonathan Jess, I'll say his like proper name this time, to calm down and consult him on how to further approach this situation. Anyone is, of course, free to assist in this endeavor.
Is there much in this room outside the captain's room?
Table.
Very little. It looks like at this point this is less like a personal dining room of the captain's, and it was more of an officer's thing, but has been allowed to sort of, been taken over by the crew.
In that case, I'm going to start leaving BB in the corner in that room.
Okay.
And just keep an eye on who comes and goes through the captain's office. If anyone sort of has the permission to just walk in and not have to announce themselves and stuff like that. But needless to say, that's not a I'm doing it at all times things. It's a
Sure.
I'll check on it now and then and everything.
It likely would be intelligent to talk to Jonathan when he calms down a bit, but we should approach this situation carefully. We're on the sea, we're far from land, and presumably much of this crew is very, very, very loyal. If we can't get Jonathan's support, we have to keep our heads down, or else likely we die.
I really don't think any form of talk of mutiny is really a good idea. I mean, half of us can barely even pilot a ship to begin with.
You only need one to pilot a ship.
I have no intention of mutiny. But perhaps poke around.
Well, of course, I will. I'm actually just gonna wait here, I mean, because Jonathan's just sort of like fuming over here in the corner by his cannon or whatnot, or wherever he's fuming. But I'd see him, so I know when he sort of like stops fuming. But until then, I'm going. I don't know why, because the captain's not gonna like walk out and make a great escape or anything in the meantime. But I'm gonna wait by the door nonetheless.
Okay.
Right where I'm standing now, next to BB. Just waiting.
Who else is doing what? Let's just, go down the list. Nyx, you yourself, what are you doing? I realize you have Blunderbear sort of posted up, but...
Yeah, she'd probably be doing as close to resting as she could. Her downtime activities, practicing plays and performances and stuff like that in the hold. Things that she doesn't have to concentrate too much on, so she can keep an eye on the captain's mess and everything.
Sharfer, you're working. Can you give me a water vehicle's dexterity check?
Now, if I was trying to half-ass my job, what kind of would that be, like disadvantage or something?
Two ways you can do it. We can say that you're purposely failing whatever, and we can just do it like
Does
that.
it perfectly.
If you would like. Like, are you purposely botching up?
I mean, I'm not like purposely botching up. I'm just not putting all the effort I could put into the job. Like, I'm just going about it a very lazy way.
He's trying to get up in the nests.
sleight of hand to like
Yeah,
do your job
I'm
with
trying
minimal
to get
work.
in the nests.
So as you're sort of half-assing things, you're now starting to garner animosity from the rest of the crew. You know, it's little things at this point. You know, people are standing in your way, bumping up against you, very purposely putting things in your way, trying to trip you. It is very obvious.
How can I work in these conditions? They don't feed me. Everyone's just in my way. Oh. Surely, if the captain doesn't know their own first mate's name, that means the contract's void, doesn't it?
Better unionize, mate.
So who are you talking to when you're saying that? Because, I mean, up on the top right now, until we get to, you know, what the other folks are doing, as far as we know, it's just the other crew members that are up there.
I'm basically just mumbling to myself. I'm not actually talking to anyone. I'm just going around complaining, oh, they don't feed me and they expect me to still work. How am I possibly meant to work with no food?
Okay. So, question about keel hauling. Keel hauling, you attach ropes to the ship, you attach ropes to the person. You drop them into the water, and you drag them under the ship, scraping against the bottom of the ship. Now, the thing that's on the bottom of the ship are barnacles, so it's, you know, it's like taking very sharp sandpaper to somebody. Most people didn't survive it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And it was done more than once or twice.
Generally, it would be done until, you know, the person died. Not always, though.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Variel, what would you like to be doing in sort of this time?
Quick question. Is the kitchen, like, off limits to people?
The kitchen
like,
is not off limits to people, no.
Then honestly, you know what? Is there a place to start a little fire in there to, like, cook? Or is that not, like, is it all just kind of cold?
Like, if you're taking it upon yourself to start cooking, no one is going to stop you.
Great. I'm going to make a pot of tea for everyone then.
All right.
Aurea's, she's just kind of like sitting on the deck because she got like pretty hurt. Oh wait, oopsie.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. She got pretty hurt, and so she's just kind of sitting there.
So one thing that you can do is, now that we're taking a short rest, you can spend your hit die to try to heal, and this goes for anybody who's hurt as well. And what you do is you roll that hit die. If you just click on the button, it'll roll for you, and you would heal that many hit points in your short rest.
Wait, where is the hit die?
It is right under the boxes with the hit points and right next to the death save. It's a small box.
Okay. Wait, do you D10?
Yes. Hit the hit die, and so you recover 4 HP. Sharfer, no, you would not, because you're not really given a break.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is because I was thinking I was just going straight to work. I wasn't getting a short rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, not only am I complaining that there's no food and how do they expect me to work, I'm bleeding all over the deck and complaining about the blood everywhere.
Pretty much.
You're cleaning up the blood and you're bleeding more, and you have to clean that up. It's a repeating cycle.
I'm not cleaning up the blood.
It's like walking in a
I'm
circle.
tying lots of knots.
And finally, Fang.
Fang right now is gonna just kind of wrap the bird carcass in any linen she can find and just kind of put it out into the water, and tie a nice little bow in it and stuff with what she has. And she's gonna make sure her gun's all clean and fine and stuff, and then probably go rest for as much time as she can below deck.
Okay. So at some point, you know, the rest of the crew would sort of go up and about their things. They would, grab any of the weapons from the fallen skeletons and sort of unceremoniously kick their bones over. With the fallen crew members, they would in fact wrap them in linen, pretty much what they have, wearing their clothes. They would of course take any weapons or powder or any valuables like that, and then they would sort of just let them go into the sea. I mean, it's more or less unceremonious. No real words are spoken. People do gather on top of the deck to sort of witness it all happen. It's definitely a somber moment. And even Jonathan manages to calm down from his fuming to sort of be a part of that somber moment. And after that point, as I mentioned, he's pretty much calm. The mood, of course, has turned quite significantly. They did lose a non-insignificant portion of the crew. But again, he is no longer fuming angry.
Well, once our good old ceremony is done, assuming you didn't have anything else to say.
No.
What time of the day is it? What time of the day?
It is evening going on towards night.
So I'm gonna ask him what should we do about the captain? That something's clearly not right.
He glances over at you once and then looks out to sea and sort of stares out at the waves, drumming his fingers on the railing. I'm not sure what we do just yet. Maybe she's just sick or something and she's having a rough time getting over it. Maybe it's something more than that. I don't know. Do any of you new lot know anything about that? These sicknesses or anything like that? Ask around.
Can I potentially roll? I mean, it's a long shot, but can I potentially roll like history or anything? I don't know what you would possibly roll, but like about like a sickness that you can have or
medical
something. Medical?
Yeah.
For like
medicine.
Like insanity or something like that?
Yeah.
See insanity. Did I roll that with
there's
advantage?
any no, you did not. There's any number of things it could be, honestly.
Yeah, I figured as much.
The only sickness I know of is coughs up blood.
It's being stabbed and then forced to do manual labor. But well, no, I'm gonna say that I think whatever we're dealing with is probably worse. Is she even who we think she is, or who you think she is? For she doesn't seem to be the person that was described as the captain.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
I mean, she doesn't even seem to know your name. I didn't know I forgot your name, but I forget a lot of things. Forget a lot of names. I mean, I've barely even known you but a few days. But you say she's known you for years or months or whatever he did
like
say.
15 years.
Yeah, exactly. Years, and this is why would she suddenly forget it now? That's not something one just forgets.
It's not, but like I said, she's likely just sick. We'll just give her some time and let her we'll have to give her some time.
You don't even sound like you're convincing yourself of such a thing.
Roll me persuasion.
Here we go, Nat 1. He's gonna just call me off a mutiny. After I roll persuasion, performance persuasion. Is that a +0? Holy shit, I didn't need it. 14 is respectable.
I might not know the reason why she's acting, but that doesn't mean I don't even know what you're insinuating, but it doesn't mean it.
See, I've been on many voyages, first mate, and most don't go like this. There's clearly something amiss about here, and I think you would be foolish to assume that everything is as it should be. And with that, I will, of course, nod respectably and go off to do whatever. Unless he, stops me and he's like, "You're right.
No,
you're right. And please tell me the wisdom."
He's not.
Well, that's a shame.
Very
I don't know.
Roll me perception, please.
Go downstairs or
I
something.
shall. Oh, because I'm in the kitchen. Where is it? I always lose it. There it is. Boom.
Oh my gosh. So
Join me in
good.
the other channel for a second.
Alrighty. Which channel? There's it.
So as you sort of go through cooking up a pot of tea, and it takes a while for you to rummage through things because it's very unorganized. This is the product of several different people putting their hands everywhere. It's no set cook's job, so things get stored wherever they happen to get stored. And you hear sort of the rhythmic, mechanical sound of the bilges. And then you hear something very faint that's obviously not mechanical. You hear sort of a soft call for help.
Huh. From like the bilges?
From the bilges themselves. And then there's a very light sort of pounding that's arrhythmical with the rest of the machinery. But very, very soft.
Huh. Okay. I'll have to think about that.
Okay. All right, we can join back in the other.
Great.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome
Hello?
back.
You didn't miss anything over here. We were just, waiting for you to return.
Well,
We're not plotting.
Oh my gosh, were we plotting?
Look, all I'm saying is that when you go in the other room, you have no clue. There's not even a recording to know what
That's
is being
true.
said.
We don't know what you're saying, and you don't know what we're saying.
That's your time to talk crap. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and end the session right here because, those extra 30 minutes for whatever reason killed me last time.
I know.
So yeah, that's where we're going to end it. We got through some combat, some admittedly rather sloggy combat.
A little too much NPC combat.
A little too much NPCs involved, but that would be sort of typical for the crews. Next time we're definitely going to be cutting it in numbers because again, just too much of a slog going through. Maybe half the numbers we'll see from there, but it just got, again.
Just do them in waves where once someone dies, they get replaced by another crew.
Perhaps. But I'll look into exploring some things right there. But either way, we made it through successfully. Which is kind of lucky. Several of you almost managed to get drop in, one hit or so from some lucky hits.
Yeah.
Wasn't me this time.
But either way, I think we had a pretty good session. The mystery that we're sort of exploring is getting a little bit deeper, and now another person is aware of the strange going-ons in the ship.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
You did good. Did good.
Yep. So I think we're going to sign off. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, does anyone actually care that the top deck's all covered in blood? Would anyone actually be cleaning it up?
People have been
I
cleaning it up.
certainly
Yes.
am not.
I mean, people have been cleaning it up, and, at some point you would have been told to as well.
Probably never.
I would have just coughed more up at the person who told me to.
Feed me and we'll talk.
Okie dokie. But again, we'll sort of deal with that on next time because I think this is, a good time to end it before we move on a bit further.
Indeed.
So, you know, if you've been watching, thanks for watching. We've had quite a number of people watching this time around, and, you know, I appreciate it. And if you haven't been watching, you should start watching. I hope you all have a great day, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.